Warning! The following episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind contains explicit language and adult content. The thoughts and opinions stated on this show are reflective of AZ Orsini, the Steve Dave, and their guests exclusively. Seriously, guys, my dada and uncle say some pretty crazy stuff. If it offends you, go be butthurt somewhere else.
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Minds, and now your host, AJ Orsini with Dave.
Oh boy, indeed. Hello, everybody out there. It's your boy, AJ Orsini here with another episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind, episode 3, Double Deuce, 322. We're here. We made it. We are here. Why we don't let the question mark fool you, Dave. Are you with us?
Yep.
We are here. We did it. We goddamn
barely.
Not only did we do it as far as getting here, but we're on the clock. So let's try to make this a very fucking progressive time period that we have to sit here. So much going on in the world today. I was fully prepared to call in sick this week because I've literally been sick. I have been all over the place. I almost had to leave work. It's been getting so goddamn bad. Feeling better at the moment, serviceable, at least for now. I'm sure in the next coming days I'll be feeling even better. You've been dealing with a little bit of illness on your side of the fence over there. There's been some stuff going around over there. So we've all been going down into the depths. Speaking of which, special shout out to my boy, the big man, Ray's. He's currently down. He's got whatever I had. I'm on the tail end of it, but he's just getting warmed up.
He's ramping up.
Yeah, he's just getting down this road. I learned something the last few days. My house does not know what to do when I'm sick. They don't know what to fucking do. My wife goes 100 miles in the nurse direction. Everything is, do you need this? Do you need that? Do you want this? Do you need that? I was like, back up, son. Space. That's what I need. Space. Go over there. So, like, you know, they usually they're the sick ones. I'm not usually the sick one. Or we're all sick at the same time. Because I can't be sick by myself. I can't have the spotlight on me for too long. They got to share it at some point. So I've learned that in the last few days. So I'm nipping up. Here we are. We're 2 days behind here. We're now recording this on Thursday, which means that this probably won't be released until Friday because I have to make some edits and change some things up and cut some things up. In between the illnesses, I've also been handling my schoolwork. So a lot of moving parts going on over here. I appreciate you coming. I know you still got a lot of stuff that you're dealing with over there. I don't know how much of it you'd like to share on the air or not, but you know, just some things going down, just some things going on. Your list is full.
Oh yeah, man. People getting sick over here too, man. So my daughter got sick first.
Of course.
And then right on the ass end of it, I guess she decided she wasn't going down alone. So she kind of been coughing in my face. And I wish, you know, I probably shouldn't say this because I shouldn't be wishing shit on myself. But I hate the type of sickness that don't take me out. I hate the type of sickness where I'm functional.
Yeah.
So now I have to function while being sick.
Wow.
I fucking hate it. I fucking hate, dude. You're gonna make me sick, bro. Like, let me go all the way. Let me be shivering in the bed, can't move. I'll take that, dude. I hate the heavy congestion, can't breathe. But your limbs work. You don't have a headache. You don't have a fever. You're going to work, buddy. Yeah, that shit's the fucking worst. And then my wife got it. And now that's where we're at, dude. We're here now.
Y'all just transfer. I was kind of hoping, since I was the one who was sick, that it would transfer to the other ones, because that's usually the path. Usually one of them gets sick, Then they get the other one sick, and then they both get me sick. This time I was the only one sick, and I was a complete bitch about it. Because I want to make, if I'm going to be sick, y'all motherfuckers need to get sick too. And then they both looked at me, but no, that's not fair. We're always sick. No. We sharing. But they don't want to share. They want me to hog. They want me to hog all the action. You know, they want me to be the guy who's sitting here the whole time coughing shit up and whatever the fuck. So it is what it is, man. I don't think we should be talking about phlegm in the throat, based on what we've got here on the docket. But let's go ahead and tell the kids at home what it is that we're actually going to be talking about here today.
Come on, don't keep us waiting. What's going to happen on the show today?
Well, so much to get to. We're going to be trending down a road that a lot of people. How do I explain it? Y'all gonna be pissed about this one, but that's okay. It's all right. A certain someone, we'll go ahead and say the name out loud. Mr. Charlie Kirk passed away not too long ago, and I don't even think I need to break down what it is that went down. I think it's pretty much everywhere. It's common knowledge. And we don't do political stuff on the show. And we still not, because the issue at hand to me is beyond political. And we'll get into what I mean by that just a little bit later on. Also on the docket here, Mysterio has finally won the AAA Mega World Championship. And the first name ain't Ray. Although the winner is El Rey de la Luchadores. He is the king of the luchadors. We're talking about Sucio himself. Mr. Dirty Dom is now a world champion from another promotion. We'll talk about that. We have to break down what's going down this weekend with Wrestlepalooza. And we're going to be talking about the blockbuster announcement made by the WWE and His Majesty over in Saudi Arabia. The huge announcement that WWE, for the first time ever, will be taking Wrestlemania overseas, outside of the U.S. and Canada territory, over to a foreign country, and the chatter has begun. So there's lots to get to here today. I was willing to call out due to illness, but we here. This is the time now to get done what needs to get done. So let's get into it. Let's get into seg one.
Let's begin segment one.
In segment one, we're I struggled with where to put this on the docket, but I absolutely refuse to have this conversation be the headline of what we're doing, like the main event of what our major conversation is going to be.
Because I really want to make short work of this. When we first talked about it, I thought it was an interesting conversation, but we've had time. Some time has lapsed from that original conversation,
right?
And man, has this fucking developed to something
way worse, way more useless. It just becomes
so crazy.
It's just dead air at this point. Because what ends up happening, so we normally record this on a Tuesday, and not for nothing, but it was pretty fresh. I'll say 2 or 3 days ago. It was still a thing, and it has become something so much more, and has become so much outside of the man himself. Of course, we're talking about the gentleman by the name of Charlie Kirk. He was a podcast host who is very, very heavy into the politics, and very, very heavy onto a particular side of politics.
I wouldn't even call him a podcast host. I think that takes away from what he did. I would say he was more like an advocate. Because he was before I didn't even know he had a podcast.
Right.
Until this stuff.
Wow.
I always known him as the Change My Mind guy, obviously.
Yeah.
Not the original Change My Mind guy.
No, but he kind of lived it.
He took the torch when, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on his fucking name. Louder with Crowder.
Yeah.
Crowder's the original Change My Mind guy that I remember.
Right.
And then Kurt kind of took over.
He was the new age version.
Yeah, he kind of took the torch and ran with it, and Crowder kind of fell back into his own thing.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, at this point, now that we're a few days removed from the actual situation, I just feel like at this point, whatever we say is beating a dead horse at this point. Whether, again, one of the three things we do not talk about on this show is politics. And I feel like as soon as I mentioned to people that we were going to talk about this, a lot of people were kind of against the idea. Most of it for the safety purposes, right? Oh, people who mention this guy they're getting fired and they're losing their jobs and they're all being attacked and all kind of stuff. I said, well, I mean, I'm looking at the situation from the people who claim to have lost their jobs, or people who are saying that they've gotten in trouble with different groups of people because of what they said. And I look at the videos and they're basically setting off fireworks from their assholes, doing their own version of a
They're
mariachi
doing
band.
too much.
They're doing the absolute fucking most. They're shooting off fireworks and they're baking cakes and they're having fucking campouts. It's a whole fucking ordeal for someone who they claim they didn't like. They're putting an awful lot of effort into letting the whole world know how happy they are that this fucking guy is no longer with us. And then you look at the other side of the fucking team, the other team over there, and they're about ready to start a whole new civil war. They don't know who they're fighting. They don't know who they're gearing up for. They just know they're fucking ready. That's all it is. They're fucking ready. They don't know that the call's coming from inside the house. They don't know that it's a teammate that overstepped, It was an offsides penalty. You can't blame the defense for an offside penalty. You the quarterback, you call the snap, and your own boy's jumping off the line. You got to be mad at him. You don't see your boy jump off line and blame the opposing team. That makes no sense. So there's a lot of moving parts, but to put a finite point on what exactly it is that we're going to harp on today, you had said to me that there was a strong point that you wanted to make as far as this topic specifically is concerned with this gentleman. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I was wondering if that point you wanted to make was about those individuals that you said earlier that were doing too much. Was that the issue that you really had with this entire?
That's my main issue.
Okay.
Stuff.
Okay.
The one on top of my head that I have the biggest issue with is calling him a Nazi.
Okay.
Like when I first heard that shit, I'm like, bro, that's kind of like. Are we that far removed? Do
from
we not
Nazis?
Remember what? Yeah, do we not remember what the fuck a Nazi? I know Kanye's kind of like blurring the line a little bit, but like, I know we're getting confused on what a Nazi actually is, but do we remember the time? I mean, there's books, right?
Yeah, word.
There's things we can go back and see what a Nazi.
There's been movies about this shit.
So
in color.
mean, look, I'll go on record and say that I used to watch some Charlie Kirk. Like I said, I was big on Lutterworth Crowder. I liked. And me and my wife love watching these things, not so much because we're followers and we even support any of the shit that they're saying. We just love the interesting dialogue of being able to have that perspective, whether it's opposing to ours or the same as ours, and like having conversations with each other about it. Like that shit is fun going, oh, he sees it that way. And then I'll go off on my rant, how like, I don't think that's right, or I think that's wrong, or I agree or disagree. And she's like, that's crazy because, I see it this way. That's kind of like what we did.
Right.
With Crowder. With Kirk, she didn't really watch him too much. Like she knows of him. But I watched him a little bit. I was interested in some of his point of views and the way he did his thing. And to be honest with you, I know he's had some intense things to say. And when I say intense, I mean that in a manner of very what's the word I'm looking for? It's like very hot topics. Okay. A lot of emotion behind these topics. And regardless on what stance you take, it's those topics like no matter what stance you take, you're going to aggressively piss off the other side, right? Like those topics, and he lived in those topics. Mm-hmm. So I can see why a lot of people aggressively hate him. I don't agree with it. I don't agree that you should let some person sitting in a chair share his point of view on something and you get so fucking upset. Like if you watch some of these videos, these people are screaming at the top of their fucking lungs and he's asking for a conversation and ask them to give them more so like a defense on why they believe what they believe.
Right.
And they usually either don't have a defense, they just feel emotional about a conversation, or their idea of something is it could be incorrect based on Charlie's counter to it. So that's where I left off with him. For some reason, I feel like this is becoming a race thing. Maybe you can kind of update me on that. I don't know where the fuck that's coming from. I know he has made a comment on what's the guy's name? I know one of the big ones was the one guy who had the knee on his neck. I'm forgetting his name.
I don't. What you talking about as far as it being a race issue?
The guy who died with the police officer who put his knee to his neck.
George Floyd.
Thank you, Floyd. I know he may have had arguments. I know he gets killed for his arguments and stance on his idea of that and how that guy wasn't a great guy or is a bad person. I personally didn't do my own research, so I don't know if any of that stuff is true or not. So that where's the race thing can come from with me that I can understand why people don't like it. But even then, dude, I don't know, man. I don't think the guy has done anything physically to anybody that I know of anyway, and I'm willing to be proven wrong. For when I heard the news, I was at work, and some young girl, mind you, who's the youngest girl in the room, by the way, which blew my mind, that she was the most like human out of all of them. I was not expecting that. She was like, "Oh my God, Charlie Kirk died," and then the other person. And as soon as she said that, the oldest person in the room literally did a jig,
An actual jig.
An actual jig. She like threw her hands up. She did a little bop. She was like dancing, and she did that kind of like, I don't know. She just did like a little bop, and she was like excited the moment she heard it. And then the dude next to her found the video of him getting shot, and her words verbatim were, "You got to send me that. I need that." And I'm sitting here watching this happen like in real time, and I'm like, "What is that? Man, am I that far detached to the world right now? Like, is this how we're behaving for someone getting assassinated?" Like, I get you can call him an asshole if you want, but I haven't seen this guy do anything to be called a Nazi and get assassinated right in front of his kids. And the last point I'll make on this that really drives the point for me, that really just kind of rubs me the wrong way of all this stuff, is the shit people were saying about the dude's kids. Oh, they'll be better off without being raised by a Nazi father. Yeah. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
yeah,
I'm not stupid enough to know that we're there at this point with people, but like to see it in real life in front of me blew my fucking mind. And that's just where I stand with it. It's sick to see these people.
Oh, so it happened in real time. So that gives you like
it happened in real. Yeah. When I found out all of that happened, like it was a chain reaction thing. And the young girl was like, "Oh my God, like I get it. Like he has some strong opinions about stuff, but I wouldn't say he deserves to be assassinated in front of his children."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh," and then the other girl's like, "Oh, well, I mean, that's what he gets. He's an asshole." I'm like, wait a minute, are we? I literally had to Google him just to make sure we were talking about the same person.
Yes.
I'm like, yo, I'm curious on what your thoughts are on this, but that's just where I'm at with it. It's disgusting. People are being fucking weird. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting kind of a guilty pleasure seeing these people cry on TikTok because they lost their job because they posted a fucking celebratory TikTok.
Much. Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking stupid. And to be honest with you, if I get into my radical bag, like I feel like this is fucking terrorism. And it should be treated as such. And people celebrating that shit is no different than when Al Qaeda was fucking celebrating when the towers got hit, or those videos and shit you saw. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it feels the same. Like, it just feels so crazy that as an American living in this country, you would be so excited to see a man who sits there and talks to get shot in the neck by a young kid, by the way,
Oh,
and
hold on.
had the
I gotta pause you there. He's a 22. I'm not gonna go with kid. 22 years
Then
old. You know the difference between right and wrong. But go ahead. I'm holding his feet to the fire. It's not his parents' fault at this point. It's 22 years old.
Fair. 22, that's fine. Whatever. At the end of the day, everyone's looking. This is literally the Spider-Man meme. Everyone is looking for the detail in this guy's life to point to the other direction, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he grew up in a Republican family. It was you guys. And then it was like, well, no, he had an LGBTQ boyfriend or girlfriend. So he clearly got taken to the other side. It was you guys. So, like, now it's
because there's no gays.
gays.
There's no Republican gays. That's not a thing, right? Okay.
Right. So,
Right.
Listen, at the end of the day, again, I really don't. I hate this shit. I really do. I think people just stop being fucking idiots. But it's very disgusting to see anybody fucking celebrating somebody's death. And the worst part was people even commenting on like his children and shit like that, man. Like, say what you want about his wife and like him, because I think she's come out of her face a little bit and has said like a few things that are a little like aggressive.
Did you see they took a funeral photo? They took a funeral photo. They put like this American coin in his hand, and she's not holding the camera. Both her hands are in the shot while she's putting this American Eagle coin under his dead hands, and someone is next to her in the casket taking the photo for social media.
It's weird, dude. Just leave the kids out of this, bro. That's all I'm asking. But it's too late, obviously. That's not going to happen, but I'm just saying
way out of
it's
the
sick
bag.
to see
Yeah.
it.
Cat's way out of the bag.
That's where I
that
stand
stuff.
with it.
As far as the race stuff is concerned, which is not really what I'm here to talk about today, but you brought it up because I have some stuff in front of me. I actually sent you a few links that, for whatever reason, when this whole thing went down, a bunch of MAGA Republicans got together and started hunting down HBCUs for some reason, and which led to some of the most hilarious videos from black, like, activists and black students from these HBCUs going, "What the fuck did we do? we didn't do shit. What are you over here for? That was one of your guys. He's over." Like I said earlier, the house, the phone calls coming from inside the house, boys and girls. And so, like, there were a lot of, like, I was watching those videos of people that were like, "Oh, the school's on lockdown. They've received a bunch of threats." It's like, why? Like, if you're on a college campus in Utah and you get murdered in Utah and you were shot by a guy who lives in Utah, surrounded by Utahnians, why the fuck are you militarizing in Atlanta? What the fuck happened? That's literally on the opposite side of the fucking country. What are we talking about? So I don't know. That's why I said earlier, is like, you got a group of people who are ready for war and don't know who the opponent is, because they don't want to get on board with the idea that the opponent is already on their team. They have began the process of denouncing, and by the way, the killer that we're talking about, his name is Tyler Robinson, and he lives in Utah, and he absolutely, positively, he is almost 100% on that side of the goddamn fence. You can try to spin whatever you want to spin. All of the social media that this guy has put out there, it's all MAGA, it's all Trump, it's all Republican, it's all them. He just went a different way for whatever reason. A reason I guess we'll never know. But as far as, like, I have it in front of me, there was comments that Charlie Kirk, because you laid it out perfectly that he was a guy with a lot of opinions, right? You said earlier you made a comparison between Al-Qaeda and the towers and then him, which I don't think is a fair comparison, because at least Al-Qaeda did do something. They did murder 3,000 people. This guy has hurt a lot of egos, and he's hurt a lot of brittle spirits, but he's never actually, to this date that we know of, murdered anyone or actually took someone out because of the color of their skin or because of whatever the reason may be. There's a bullet point thing that I found where it says, just a reminder about Charlie Kirk. He said it was a mistake to pass the Civil Rights Act in 1964. He called MLK Jr. awful and said he was not a good person, which, by the way, we now have evidence to support that. He said gay pride is a sin. He said the Second Amendment is worth the cost of some gun deaths, which that last one is the one that the most jokes I'm seeing about, is how they're all stating that it's ironic that he was so for it for gun violence and then died via gun violence, which is fucking a full circle fucking thing. So, like, as far as this guy fucking goes, at least you had some sort of familiarity with him. I have very little knowledge of this gentleman and his past and what he's done with his career. And the reason for that is because whenever I do come across something like that, and I give it a listen, and I hear something that I don't like, I scroll. I put him in the same position I put a lot of people. We had a conversation. It was so funny because we had talked about something like this on the show a while ago. I brought up, what was that show called? It was Tonight's Conversations or something like that. That internet thing where all these influencers get together in front of a live audience and they start asking questions and answering questions about relationships.
Okay. The relationship people.
Right, yeah, the relationship people, right? So I hear what they have to say. I disagree. I swipe. Whenever I go through my related videos and I see other wrestling podcasters give their ridiculous takes I don't like, I swipe. Charlie Kirk is in that category. I heard what I had to hear. I swipe. Whenever anything Trump comes up, I swipe. To be fair, whatever anything politics, Obama, Biden, either side of the fence, I swipe. As soon as I get to a link where it shows me old school wrestling and I can sit there for a minute, I stay. I'm focused. Bring me in. But it would be absolutely hypocritical for me to say anything other, concerning his death, anything other than I don't give a shit that he died. Because I didn't give a shit when he was alive. I don't know the individual. I was not a fan of the individual. I didn't follow the individual. I lived my life. He lived his. We don't know of each other. I wasn't a fan of his opinions. I'm sure if he was to ever hear me speak, he wouldn't be a fan of my opinions. We're two individuals that probably shouldn't meet. We probably shouldn't be in the same circle. So, okay, he was... People keep using assassinated, which is... Okay, fine. We'll stick to that word. I like murdered. Assassinated sounds official. I like murdered, because that's kind of what happened. He was fucking murdered.
I don't know, man. That dude was pretty far away. He clearly knew how to use a gun.
Well, and that's the other thing too. A 22-year-old with that kind of equipment. Hey, look, So
fuck the equipment, the training, one shot. Man.
It
wasn't even a sniper.
Yeah, I know. And he got it right through the They got Donald Trump in the ear, but they caught him straight through. So that's all you need to know about that. What the main crux of what I want to talk about when it comes to Charlie is the fact that it's not even about Charlie anymore. That's passé. That's old news now. We're back to the same conversation that we always tend to have when stuff like this happens. Charlie Kirk is not the first time that this conversation has come up. It's come up 1,000 times before Charlie. It'll come up again. But the main crux of the conversation for me, for my reason for bringing this onto the show, is we're back to this, and this is why this is not a political conversation. I don't give a shit about Charlie Kirk's politics. I don't give a shit who he supported, who he didn't support. I don't give a fuck who hated him, who didn't hate him. I don't give a fuck about any of that. What I don't like about the conversation that we're about to have is we're back to the same two words that have confounded my brain from the very moment that I was born on this earth. Free speech. It keeps coming back to this every fucking time because I have been saying for fucking years, no such thing. No such thing. It does not exist. Anyone listening to this right now, you will never live in a world where your speech is free. Ever. Ever. That First Amendment that everyone keeps pointing to, that is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. That does not literally read as you can say whatever you want, no one has the right to do anything about it. The only reason that is an amendment in the Constitution is to make sure that you are aware that you are free from the law, that they cannot arrest you, they cannot contain you based on your thought or opinion. That is the only reason it's an amendment. It is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. We live in a world where if you open your fucking mouth, be prepared for what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, I tell people all the time, your speech is free so long as you're prepared to pay for what happens after. If you've got the guts to say something, knowing that something's going to happen to you, all's well that ends well. Don't say your thing that you're going to say and then expect zero consequences for what you have to say. We've done that on the show 1,000 times. And I'm talking to both sides of the aisle here. You could say that about Charlie and the Republicans. You can say that about all these people on the internet who are celebrating and doing the mariachi dance and all of a sudden now losing their jobs and losing out on opportunities. Yes, you are free to say whatever it is you want to say, but you are not free of the consequences of what happens. I'm glad we're doing this on Thursday. They got Jimmy Kimmel last night.
Yep.
He's off the fucking air now. Now, I've seen the clip, and they're blaming taking him off the air based on his comments about Charlie Kirk. He didn't say shit about Charlie Kirk. He brought it up as the fact that
he called out Trump.
He called out Trump. That's what he did. And if that's not evidence enough that he's the one fucking around and it's not got nothing to do with Charlie Kirk, before Charlie Kirk died, before Kimmel, it was Colbert. Trump went after Colbert. And now Colbert's show is going to be off the air in May. Meanwhile, he just won the fucking Emmy. By the way, shout out to one of the show's best guests ever, one of my personal friends, our personal friend, Stephen James, for being a part of an Emmy-winning writing staff, baby. That's right. This fucking guy is doing amazing shit. Well-deserved. Stephen Colbert show, well-deserved for the win. But it just goes to show they're winning awards for being the best. They've got the best ratings. So Trump does his thing, and that's it. It's over, and everyone knows that it's bullshit. Now, last night, Jimmy Kimmel goes on. Not last night. They pulled it last night, but the night before that, Jimmy goes on the air. He does a monologue, as all late-night shows do, and he brought up Trump's behavior regarding the Charlie Kirk passing. He didn't say shit about Charlie Kirk. And he said the buzzwords, Epstein files. As soon as that came out of his fucking mouth, it was a done deal. And unlike Colbert, who was at least going to be able to run till May, they took him off the fucking show fucking immediately. And the staff's not fucking happy about it. More on that, I guess, as it fucking unfolds. But this narrative that you are free to say whatever it is you want to say until you get to a point that I no longer want to hear it is on both sides. Everyone's full of shit, as far as I'm fucking concerned. Everybody's full of shit. Both sides. So we need to let go of this ideology that we're somehow better. This country is somehow better than every other country because we have the freedom of speech. We don't have freedom of speech here. Sure, they can arrest you just for simply having a thought. But in case no one's paying attention, both the government and the court of public opinion will find a fucking way to persecute you for your fucking thoughts. They'll find a way. Because everyone is free to say whatever it is they want to say until you say it to someone who doesn't want to hear what you have to say. Then it's a fucking problem. That's why so many, before, probably more so in the 90s or the early 2000s, you remember the term shock jock?
Mm-hmm.
So the Howard Sterns, the fucking Opie and Anthony's, that whole era of just
it's still
like,
a thing.
It's still a thing, but I mean in that era, Jerky Boys, you know what I'm saying? Like it's prominent.
It was more taboo then to hear those words.
It was taboo at the time because you just didn't do that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden these guys came over this fence and pushed that envelope. And they got sued 1,000 times each. Every single time. You can't say this. You can't do that. You can't say this. You can't do that. And those guys, more often than not, walked away winners. What happened after that is it became the norm. Now everybody is a shock jock. That's why now we have a new term for shock jocks. They're called influencers now. We have a new term for it, where they get on these regular
or
average, comedians. These. Well, the comedians have always pushed the envelope, but I kind of feel like that's their job. But that's a different conversation. But we got these people who go on social media who are regular, average, everyday fucking people with just a phone and a thought and just let her fucking rip. And we as a society want to sit here and clean our hands of this, but you can't. A lot of these people who are hugely successful as influencers, millions of followers and the whole shebang, they usually tend to become really, really famous based on really, really shitty things. Something that they said that caught the ire of a group of people and a controversy took place, and then that cleared over, but the followers are already there. They're already making the money. They're already monetized. They're already getting change off of this and change off of that and this, so, and the fourth, and all this stuff. It's all just a continuing bubble of things. So even here, on this podcast, we come on here, we set up our equipment, we share our opinions. We talk wrestling shows, we talk pop culture, we talk comics, we talk movies. We talk about, every now and then we'll throw in some current events, just like we're doing right this second. So we're a part of that wheel just as much as anybody else. But it's what you do with your platforms. Because we don't sit here and divulge into if I really wanted to get this fucking podcast over, not only would I remove the 3 taboo topics, those 3 topics would be the only fucking things that we talked about. Because that's all it would take. If you and I just went on 3-hour rants about race, religion, and politics, we'd get 1 million fucking views a day. Because that's all anybody fucking does now. And there's plenty of fucking wealth to go around for it. It's all the negative shit. You can't go to a movie trailer video on YouTube without negativity. You can't put politics on the internet without negativity. You can't put fucking news on social media. If you put a news clip of a train that stopped suddenly because there was someone in the tracks but they didn't hit the person, they stopped it, they prevented this death or injury, they got the person out of the track, and now they're working on him and giving him the help that he needs. What a heartwarming story. And all the comments would be, fuck, I'm late. Fuck, why didn't you just pump it to 88? Just run through it. It won't even slow the train down. That's what we fucking live in. That's the fucking world. These are human characteristics every time you guys see something. Human characteristics. You think these white bearded men who are Republican through and through, this is the first time they've greased up that shotgun looking to murder a motherfucker? They were just waiting for a fucking reason? You think the other person on the other side, who's so jubilant that Charlie Kirk is dead, only for the reason being that they can't stand words? Because that's what it feels like to me. For everybody who's mad at Charlie Kirk for anything that he ever said, because mind you, it was never because of something he did. I don't know anything about the fucking guy. All I know is that he never did anything. He went on a microphone and he talked a bunch of shit. Now, there are some people who say that those little college tours he did and those debates that he took were kind of unfair. He looked really
like
good.
Like rage bait, almost.
Yeah, well, also, he's debating against people that really shouldn't be in a debate. They don't know anything.
And listen, but real quick, now that we're here, I'm glad you took it here, because I will say this was my issue with him and why I stopped watching.
Okay.
Because a lot of people that do the style that he does, it's more of it's a little bit of a trigger for me, because I felt like this is like growing up. I got a lot of this where it's like you're in a facade of a conversation, but you're not. You're being spoken to, and basically all you're doing is you're coming to the plate with a topic that you feel emotionally attached to, but you're not having a conversation with the other person. The other person is just telling you why you're wrong. And that was my issue, and still my issue with a lot of the people that do the style of back and forth that they do, because it's not a, hey, let's have this dialogue and meet in the middle. It's more of a, you are trans, I'm telling you why trans is bad, and then you feel emotional because you are trans and you don't want to hear that, right? You want your point to be heard, but in reality, all that's happening is you're in a crowd full. I don't know what the percentage is, but there's clearly people who agree with Charlie. For instance, we'll use Charlie's example. There are people who agree with Charlie in the stands, and there are people who agree with the person on the microphone. But when you're the person behind Charlie, you're on the winning team, regardless of the conversation. So even if they're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. If they express their opinion, Charlie then comes back with his perspective and his stance on it. But it's not a back and forth. It's more of a this is almost like a this is truth. And then you get the cheers of people who agree with them. And I always did feel bad for the people who would want to have a conversation, but then get like embarrassed. And then anytime there was a balance where it was like, oh, okay, I can see that, or maybe like a meet in the middle, it's almost that I can remember almost every time it's the person at the microphone that maybe leans into him. Right. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I didn't see it that way. Oh, well, if you look it up here, it can show you that other research is here. Oh, okay, well, I didn't know that research. Maybe I'll do some more. Like, those are the times where it's a met in the middle. Otherwise, it's this is my stance. You're wrong. This is why. And I'm like, well, these aren't even conversations. This is just like a pissing test. You're debating. You're high level debating with people who don't have the skills to debate with you.
Yeah, they don't know the facts as well as you do, or at all, really. And a lot of the times that I would see clips, and it's not just a Charlie Kirk thing. This is becoming a popular format through a lot of different ways. Especially, I know that you guys have seen it. I know everyone's seen it. Whenever you scroll through social media, there's always like what was it, Fit and Fresh, and all these different dudes who sit there as men, and they're debating how shitty women are, and they're surrounded by
what do they call them? Red pill podcast.
Yeah. So they're like surrounded by they're surrounded by a gaggle of like the dumbest broads who they could find, and then they just shit on them for like an hour and a half or whatever. It's like you're punching down. You know, Get some fucking real women in there, like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Don't go on a school tour and debate these students who only know the words "I feel" and "I think." Go to a fucking scholarly university. Find some fuck the students. Find the professors who have the skill to debate, the facts and knowledge already instilled, with the comfort level of knowing the information, and debate. But he never wanted to do that. And he's not the only one who doesn't want to do that.
But again, I would say that would be what you just said is the equivalency of what you said earlier about how, you could take this out of here by just talking about these three things. So yeah, he could go and find highly educated people that lean one way and have historical conversations about what's in the literature that he memorized, and have the conversation with that person and go back and forth and have a handshake. But who the fuck wants to watch that? I'd rather go to the school and have some girl who just got yelled at by her parents because she's being weird and not doing what she's supposed to do, and then goes to Charlie and yells. But I do want to be clear. I think there is a message to be, there's a conversation to be had, and there's a message to be found in what he did. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm villainizing him for the conversations that he had, because I believe that there is some good that came from it, and also obviously some bad. But at the end of the day, I stopped watching because I like to see, in those situations, I like to see a conversation, and they just felt one-sided. That's all.
Yeah. And that was probably by design based on what you just said. Because if it was a two-sided conversation, well, who wants to see that? Because who wants facts and things that are cited and proven, and it can be explained theoretically and not just, well, I feel it should be this way, which is the most fucking useless sentence starter of all time. I'm so sick of hearing I feel, I think. I'm so over it, especially when it comes to serious conversation. You want to have a casual conversation with me, let me know how you're feeling, let's go. You want to talk about something serious? I don't ever want to hear. As soon as you say that word out loud, I am disavowing anything that comes out of your fucking mouth.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah. Because I already know what I'm arguing with. And
yes,
I don't.
And there's no winning that, because how can I tell you how to feel?
There's combat your feelings.
There's no. I'm not gonna wise you up to anything, because you've already made the fucking. Not only have you made the decision, but you're willing to fucking fight to keep that decision made.
You identify with it.
Yeah, it's
I
you
can't
now.
fucking change that.
It's
Yeah,
you
yeah,
now.
yeah.
And that's why, like, whenever I speak to people who are like happy that he's dead, like ecstatic that he's dead, that's where I came to the conclusion that anybody who's out there pushing the narrative that they're happy and excited and jubilant that he's been killed, you just outed yourself as somebody who's just hurt by words so hard. And it's like, I'm not going to say that I've lost all respect for you, but it changes my perception of you. But this motherfucker can go on TV or on the internet, on YouTube, whatever his platform was. Again, I don't fucking know, and I didn't bother to look it up because I don't fucking care. That he can get on a microphone and destroy you as a person without even addressing you. Because Charlie, there were people with a fierce hatred for this person. Like Charlie had personally come to their home and sodomized their dog and shot their mom and pushed their birthday cake to the floor and gave him wedgies at 6 a.m. every morning. Like, Charlie made a list of shit to do to them.
Dude, Charlie's a savage, bro.
Charlie, he's out here just doing shit to people, and he's never fucking met them. And somehow he's got you so riled up that the mere thought that he's no longer on this planet brought you such immense joy. That, to me, screams weak. Because as I just said, I've heard him say these things. I kept it fucking moving. Because outside of Charlie Kirk, there are plenty of people on the internet saying
he was the nice one.
He
was the harmless one.
He might have been. He might have been, because there were certainly enough people, whether you agree or disagree with the way he felt and the way that he discussed things, the fact that he passed away and the country came to a screeching fucking halt, and then everyone chose a side, like his death was about to spark another world war. And it was fascinating to me. Just how wrapped up into this bullshit everyone is. And I'm talking, the bullshit I'm referring to is the politics. How into it that they are. Because there's one group that will tell you, well, you shouldn't unfriend, you shouldn't cut off people who have a different political view from you. You should be able to detach. You know, there's a personal life, and then there's your politics. It shouldn't be the same. And then there's another group of people that will tell you that politics, your political views are based off of your personal views. That you decide where you stand on the politics based on your own personal experiences and morality. So when you disrespect someone's politics, they take it personally because it means something personal to them. They're not going to say, all these guys, all these illegal immigrants don't fucking belong here and you shouldn't be here, and then head down to fucking little Mexico or Little Italy or some shit and go down there and converse with people who's like, I don't think you should be here because you're fucking illegal, but god damn it, what a great food you guys make. Like, that's not, no, they're not going to be happy with you. They're not going to be fucking happy with you. Whoa, you can't just go down there and go, well, it's just my political beliefs. No, the key word is beliefs. You believe that.
You live by it.
You live by it. You raise your kids off of it. You get a friendship circle of people who believe that. You can't tell me that you don't you honestly can't understand. I'm not saying that the guy should have shot anybody. But Charlie Kirk himself was aware he had detractors. He had people that he knew were not happy with the shit that he was saying. But he felt strongly enough about them to continue to say them. That comes with, I'm not saying he should have died, but it comes with consequences. Everything does. Everything does. To one side, he's a hero and a martyr, and to the other side, he's the complete opposite. All I'm saying is that why can't we understand how the other side feels? Why is it so... There's no empathy in it at all whatsoever. They can't understand. either side. This is not me saying red versus blue or blue versus red. Neither side. I can't imagine living a life where it's that clean cut and dry. This is how you live, and anything outside of this is garbage.
You know what's funny too, because I when you say that, it makes me think how a while back, I don't know, obviously how long ago, but I remember we were talking about how we don't identify with like races.
Yeah.
Like because of like how we were raised, being mixed and stuff like that, different cultures. We like certain cultures, but we don't walk around with flags on our bodies or anything like that.
Word, yeah.
Like I feel like that kind of pours into this, where it's like I don't find an allegiance. I'm more gray, and I lean to the side that I feel. I mean, I'm more of an empathetic person, so obviously I'm always gonna lean. Even if someone was a dickhead, I always find a way, even if I'm not verbal about it, to be like, damn, like that kind of fucking sucks. Like, did they have kids? Like, I always ask that shit. Like, do they have kids? Like, that's fucked up. Like, I don't want to see anybody get killed, even if it's just words. Now, if you going out there, you getting crazy and you hurting people and you're terrorizing people's lives, then you know what? Yeah, fuck them. But if you're just saying words and you're making people upset with your words, and I get how words today actually hurt more than actual physical violence and kind of lead to it nowadays. That's kind of where we're at. But I don't know, man. Just to see that and see people that way right now, it's fucking crazy. And I don't know. It's fucking weird.
If you are a rapist and you get murdered, I'm happy. If you commit a genocide and you get murdered, I'm happy. If you are a serial killer or an assaulter or someone who's just hell-bent on destroying this world, and I don't mean saying you're hell-bent, I mean being hell-bent, I'm happy. If all you did was say mean things out loud, I neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Let him live. What's the harm? He's going to say something mean again? And it's got to say something that, and this is the third time I'm saying it, I'm going to keep saying it because the call's coming from inside the house. This is your guy. The governor of Utah was addressing this situation, more specifically was making an address towards when they found the killer. And behind, I don't know if you saw this video, behind him is like the FBI and like, I forgot his first name, Kash Patel or something like that. He's like the leader of all this shit. And he's standing behind the governor. And the governor literally says on camera, we were really hoping it was somebody else, someone not from here, maybe like from another country or something. And the dude's eyes lit up because he's like, did you just go on air and tell the world you were really hoping it was fucking a foreigner of some kind? Because it was, and you know what? People made fun of the governor for that, and they ripped him, and they took it personally. But you know what? I understand why he said it. Because
I get what
it.
He's saying.
Yes,
like, this hurts
yes.
to see this being an inside job.
Yeah, because it's easier for them. That's the programming. To see someone darker, to see someone with a foreign language, to see someone who has an agenda, it's very easy to sit there and go, okay, that's the bad guy. Just like, and we're losing track of this, the same day Charlie Kirk was killed, there was another school shooting in Colorado. Another one. And not a lick of news. Not a lick of it. There was a Democratic senator and her husband that was murdered in Minnesota in their home. No mention on the national news. Local for sure. A few bites online. No half-staff flags. The children of Colorado were shot at. I don't believe there were any fatalities, but there were some hospitalizations. No half-mast. No national news. Charlie Kirk died, and this fucking country came to a halt with half-mast. That's how far up the totem pole he was. And that adds to the hate. Because even for people who were neither here nor there about him, now look at that and go, okay, well, I mean, if I'm saying he shouldn't have been killed for just because he said something, which is true, it shouldn't go the other way, right? We shouldn't be half-masting. We shouldn't be shutting shit down because of some guy who just shared opinions. Because now the other side goes, well, there you go. See, they're idolizing him. The other side saying, well, there you go. They're treating him like shit. More of the finger pointing. But in the end, we all know who wins. And it's going to be the same people who always fucking win. All the fucking time. I don't give a shit about the guy dying because I didn't give a shit about the guy when he was alive. I don't know the guy. He doesn't know me. We don't have similar interests. We're just never going to see eye to eye on anything, which is fine. He lived his life. I'm living mine. I don't know why that can't be the end of it for everyone else.
Well, because everything's got to be sensationalized.
And you know what? We can sit here and say that the same reason he said the shit that he said is the same reason that people are posting their displeasure. Because you could very easily go in. Yeah, you could very easily go into your staff lounge or go to a neighbor's house or go to a friend's house or go to your sibling's house and all as a collective group go, you know what? Fuck that guy. It's another to take your fucking cell phone, flip the camera, put yourself on camera, do a 10-minute diatribe about how you so hate this individual that you've never fucking met. And then edit it up, post it, and just sit back and wait for the views. And then all of a sudden, this world hits you that you weren't fucking prepared for. And now it hit you like a ton of fucking bricks. And now you want nothing more than to go back into time and not post that fucking video. But it's over now. It's in the ether. It's not yours anymore. It belongs to the rest of the world now. And now for as much as he had to live with, and he did, all the way till his death, you now have to live with your contribution to that mess. So we'll see. That's one of the biggest things. That was the crux of this whole conversation, and it's probably going to be the title of the segment, because this is what I was thinking of. Be careful of the legacy you leave behind. I don't know what he thought would happen on whatever timetable it was that he was going to die, but I could guarantee you he didn't think all of this was going to happen. Not to this level. This is outrageous. This is on both sides. 100 miles an hour in the wrong directions from both fucking sides. And it's just fucking ridiculous. But here's what it is. Be careful with the legacy that you leave behind, man. And for everybody out there who was messaging me, who was asking me, hey, are you going to do this? And then I said yes, and then everyone literally tried to talk me out of it. They're like, no, man, you probably shouldn't touch it. You probably shouldn't do it. You know what? There's no way that I could have, because then what happens is I find myself in a conundrum. Because on this show, during the pandemic, I did a whole thing on George Floyd when it happened. I did a whole thing with the hashtag Speak Your Mind movement in wrestling, which was the equivalent of the Me Too movement that was taking place in Hollywood. There was a similar movement happening in wrestling where the women were stepping up and outing people for certain activities and certain things. I touched all that. So for me to be surrounded by information like this and not touch it, in my opinion, is cowardly. Why would I be afraid to touch this one when I wasn't afraid to touch the other ones? And again, in the other conversations, we did not make it political. Every time that we have a conversation about a death or an assassination or whatever the case may be, it's on a human level. There are no politics here. We're not talking to you guys about what you should vote for or what should be in the next legislative bill or what should come down the aisle. We're talking to you people as people. You can hate this man all you want. He didn't deserve to be fucking killed in front of a bunch of people. Period.
In front of his children.
Even if his that makes it worse. But even if his kids and his wife weren't there, if he just happened to be on a tour and was on the road and was doing all kinds of shit, if he was at a fucking health center talking to 5 people in a room, he shouldn't have been shot in the fucking neck. Period. He didn't do anything. He said a bunch of shit, but he didn't do anything. And let's be fair. I'll end it with this. Let's be fair. If everybody on this earth was allowed to be shot for the shit that came out of their
I
fucking
thought the
mouth,
same. I know exactly. I said the same thing.
then
to
every
myself.
single
Go
motherfucker
ahead.
on this earth should be shot in the fucking face. Because
Yep.
everybody says everything that they want to say. The only people getting in trouble are the people who post it. But I'm talking to you motherfuckers who are smart enough not to post it. Everybody talks shit about somebody. Racism is still a thing. Discrimination is still a thing. And all of these things that we fight for, the rights and all this different stuff for different groups of people, all are fights because at the root of it, none of you motherfuckers have let it go.
Mm-hmm.
It's still fucking there. You just hide it better. And since you hide it so well and no one can put you into that basket, you feel the need to come out and publicize your opinions about other people's misdoings only because you haven't been caught with yours yet. But the clock's ticking because in case you haven't noticed, these cell phones are everywhere. So when it's your turn to slip, keep that energy, boo-boo. Keep that energy. Because if he deserved to be shot for some shit that he said, I hope that there's nothing on camera about the shit that you say. Because it could be you next. And then when you go, what will the narrative be then? Oh, we never saw it coming. He was such a good dude. Instead of, oh, he was a racist prick. Or,
Nazi.
Yeah. He's that's a casual insult now these days. Nazi.
It's fucking crazy that it is. It really is.
I can't imagine being a
like that.
living Jew of like 70, 80 years of age and then hearing the word Nazi thrown around. Just so cavalier. If we even have any more of them left, to be honest with you. A lot of those survivors and a lot of those people who experienced the actual Nazis, you know, the ones who took women and children and escorted them into rooms where they were gassed and melted to death. Meanwhile, Charlie Kirk just said words like, these people are stupid, or it's a sin. That's all he really said. But you're comparing him to the people who literally shot babies in the face on a Tuesday, on a whim, for a gaffe, for a laugh, whatever the case may be. So, yeah. Keep that energy. Keep that energy. Because what was it, Grandpa Simpson? It'll happen to you. All right. Off to the next segment then, shall we? Let's move on to more positivity stuff. Let's talk some wrestling.
Next up, segment 2.
We take ourselves to the entertainment capital of the goddamn country, Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, what a big weekend, by the way, for sports and entertainment. Of course, the AAA show Worlds Collide taking place Friday evening in Las Vegas, the night before the big Canelo Crawford fight that took place this past Saturday. Now, we're not going to talk about the fight, although I do have a bitch, I guess you could say, a gripe, that I need this fixed. And this goes past sports. This is just like an entertainment thing, right? I think it's because of my age. So if it's just me, let me know. But I wanted to watch Canelo and Crawford live. They said on Netflix that it goes on the air at 9 p.m. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to watch the show. I'm going to get drunk. It's going to be great. I ended up not, because this is when the sickness started, and I thought my son was going to be going through some shit. It was a whole ordeal, so I didn't get a really chance to watch it live. I said, no problem. It's on Netflix. I'll get a chance, right, another time. So I didn't watch the fight at 9. So going through my regular day, going through life, I did get drunk, but I didn't watch the fight. Nice. So I go to bed, and I didn't realize that I had a notification on my phone from Netflix telling me about Canelo and Crawford. So I said, you know what? It's already like 12:30 at night. I said, fight's over. Let me click this button, see if I can get like a highlight. Maybe I can get some highlights to tease what I'm about to see tomorrow. So I clicked the button, and I didn't realize that it was taking me to the live stream, which was still happening. So I said, "Oh, okay, I'll catch post fight." Right? So I clicked the button. It's 12:30. The show started at 9. It's 12:30. I clicked the button for the post show. I clicked the button, and motherfucker, they're doing hype for the fight. They haven't come out yet. They haven't fucking fought yet. The whole card, I don't even know what was on the fucking card, but apparently it took 3.5 fucking hours to get to the main fight. As soon as I clicked it, I'm watching the show, I'm watching the analysts go over the fight, and all of a sudden they start talking about the entrances. And I'm like, this fight hasn't fucking happened yet? I said, oh, hell no. And I went to bed. I said, no.
You didn't watch it?
I can't. I eventually did watch it, but I wasn't staying up past 12:30. I was already lit as it was. My brain was already like, yo, you need to go down. And now I was like, and I spazzed on my phone. I said, this hasn't happened yet? My wife goes, are you fucking for real? Because she never got a chance to experience a big fight night before until we sat down for Tyson Paul for the whole show. And that was her first time seeing a whole boxing event like that. And she finally understood what I've been saying about WWE programming lately with the pay-per-views, where they only have 5 matches, but in between the matches, it's all bullshit. Commercials, it's the analysts, they're interviewing people, just like boxing. So I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm never going to get to this fight. So I finally fucking just turned it off and went to sleep. And then I got reminded that on the next day was going to be what we're talking about here, EEE, Worlds Collide. And I got to say, I know that you got a chance to finally see the show. First and foremost, did you enjoy the show?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I have my comments about it, but I did enjoy it. Yes.
Okay. All right. I watched the show. Steph watched it with me. This was the first time Steph told me, "Hey, don't watch that show without me. I want to watch the show." Cuz she really really liked the first one. Now, we didn't watch Triple Mania, but she really really wanted to see this one. So I said, "Okay, fine. Let's watch it together." They watched it together. She was saying to me the same fucking things that you were texting me. Where it was just like, God damn that dive. Oh, God damn this thing. And God damn this thing. And I used to watch AAA. I used to watch CMLL. I've watched wrestling from all around the world. I like what WWE is doing with AAA. I kind of do. I kind of like it. As someone like you who has very limited to no knowledge of the previous version of AAA, are you enjoying what you're seeing from them so far in this new variation of AAA?
Yes.
Okay. There you go.
I personally am enjoying it. However, I question longevity. In the moment, I'm loving it. But if they have so I remember when we first talked about it, like some of the gimmicky stuff, you're like, you're kind of like whatever about. And I think it's really cool because it's new to me, right? Like, I've never seen this stuff before. This shit is awesome. Like, I love it. But then I kind of like, just for fun, not to say anything negative about it, because I don't have a negative thing to say about it right now. I'm enjoying it. But I thought just for fun in my head, like, what if this was like this every Monday night? Would I still enjoy it? I don't know.
Good point.
I don't know. Like, it would have to be a mix-up with characters and stuff like that. But if it stays the way it is right now, where we're just getting big shows like this, and I kind of want them to take away the mix. I know they're not going to, but I'd like to watch just AAA wrestlers wrestle each other,
right?
Not like mixed with WWE wrestler matches. I wouldn't even mind watch more cruiserweight high flying WWE matches, even if it's those two, and then AAA having their matches. Like, I would like to see that mix too. They don't have to always put them together for me.
Yeah.
But if it's gonna be split like this, where we're gonna get it like every month or every 2 months, I think it's sustainable. But if it would ever becomes something where it's like 2 times a month or something like that, I worry that like I get bored of the gimmicks. That's my only, like, I guess if I can be pessimistic about something, that'd be my only pessimistic thing, is the longevity of it.
Okay. And I kind of dig
Yeah.
the idea of not incorporating WWE talent at every stage. We'll see if they continue to do that or not, considering that they own the company. But I like the idea, and I don't know if this is their idea. I like the idea of them doing it now because it is bringing more eyes to the AAA product, and then to slowly kind of siphon off those WWE talents and just kind of let AAA rock on his own would be really, really cool. There are a lot of changes that AAA has made since the merger that, well, not merger, they were basically bought over, but that I do enjoy. However, I can't ignore the criticisms because I kind of think that they're a little valid. So a lot of the criticism that I hear is that the flavor of AAA has kind of been watered down a bit on account of WWE is structuring their matches and bringing in certain talent that fit kind of their ideology of what wrestling is. It's not what made Triple H so different. So one of the things that people were worried about when they bought AAA is a lot of the input would change what made them different. Because I think people are worried that as WWE continues this global domination run that they're on, they're going to start buying more promotions, they're going to start buying more territories. They want to own the wrestling world, and this is the beginning path of that.
Well, they're on their way.
They're on their way. There's talks about Pro Wrestling Noah getting a foothold in Japan. There's a lot of conversations taking place all around the world with WWE. We'll get to the main event and explain how that can go right or wrong, depending on how you look at it. But
yeah, because I have questions.
Yeah, the ideology being that WWE wants to be at least the umbrella that hosts basically wrestling within the grips of its own hands. They want to monopolize the industry. What worries people is that if you're going to buy all these properties just to make them little versions of you hurt the business in the sense of it no longer becomes profitable to you. Yes, you want your name on the docket so that you can receive the money, but do you really need to fuck with the product? Because the product, it being different, might be what helps the industry last a little bit longer. You disagree with that?
I say, to answer to the actual question you just asked, I say yes. I say yes.
So make them
because
all little versions of WWE?
Right. Because if they not 100% now WWE, I think a WWE flag needs to be stabbed into it. I think WWE flavor needs to be added into it. I think there are people in the WWE roster today, like for instance, that LWO match. I think they look great there.
Right.
I don't think they look too good on the main stage.
Right.
And it's not so much that they're bad. I'm not saying they're bad wrestlers or they're a bad gimmick or whatever it is you want to call it. I just don't think it kind of fits right now, especially as a tag team. We're struggling as a tag team. And my brain, when I was watching this, I'm like, bro, the tag team titles would do fucking fantastic here. You know what I mean? Like they have a different flavor. They have a different thing. And when I say put your WWE flag into everything, bring the promotion, bring what you guys have mastered as far as the production.
Yeah.
And then bring some of your talent that wouldn't otherwise fit on the main stage. You have somewhere else to put them. And then let them blend in with the culture of that area and let the culture dominate. So I don't want to take away from the culture, but without WWE doing that stuff to these federations or whatever you want to call them, they will. I believe they will be at least 10 times bigger than they would ever be being combatant to WWE rather than going alongside them. And if that means you have to lose a little bit of your stock to kind of change up the flavor a little bit, as a business person and as not a diehard wrestling guy like you are and a lot of fans are, I don't see the problem in that, and I think only good can come from it.
I can see it. I don't think you're alone in that thought process at all, to be honest with you. I have, coming from the other side of things, like you said about people who take the wrestling thing just a little bit more seriously than the casual fan, they will also tell you that it's what they love about wrestling is the difference. Not everybody that branding, that style that you were just referring to, where you're like, oh, I think it changes everything and it makes it better. The changing everything, I think, for some people makes it worse. Because if you look at old school AAA footage, now, and this is aesthetically, but it's a game changer for a lot of people. AAA, before the purchase, was a 6-sided ring. That's what they were competing in before. And the Azteca the Azteca Arena, the actual place where AAA ran a lot of his shows from, had a very aesthetic look to it. It's just different. It looks different. They do have the Spanish commentary available, and I actually give them a lot of credit for doing the Spanish opening and doing the promo style in Spanish and having Conan on the commentary kind of translating. As slow as he translates, he does translate. He gets there eventually, but he brain farts sometimes because it is, especially at his age, it is hard on a dime to just sit here and translate when someone's doing a full Spanish promo in English, because people have to understand that every language has its slang and has its short form and there may not be a direct translation to what they just said. Like, as an example, Penta cut a promo at the beginning of that Worlds Collide show completely in Spanish, and then Penta said 5 million things, and then as soon as he was over, Corey Graves looks at Conan and goes, "So what did he just say?" It's like, well, what the fuck do you want him to say? He can't summarize all that in the next 10 seconds. So he was just like you could see Conan fucking the pinwheel going, because he was trying to compress all of that shit into like 2 sentences. And he was just
bro, what? Did you just want a summary on that shit?
I can't even summarize it in English. You want me to do a translation and then summarize? That's why he was like, Penta just basically said, he was just trying to like fucking...
Yeah, he tried so hard to answer that stupid ass question.
It was a stupid ass question. You're putting him on the spot here, because he's just like, I could say if Conan was translating the whole way through, but like, he shot an entire 3-minute promo, and then they were like, all right, so what did he just say? He's like, I mean, he kind of wants the title and so much of other shit. I was just like, yo, leave Grandpa alone, bro. Just fucking call the show.
I do that shit to my wife sometimes too, without even realizing. Like, some shit will go off in Spanish. I'm like, well, what they say? She look at me like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, because they gotta hear it 3 or 4 times. My wife does the same thing.
He basically called him an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, he talked for like 15 minutes, bro.
Word.
He said, she's like, look,
they be giving you the gist,
okay?
son.
Yeah, exactly. Trust me. So I know. Well, first of all, I know how Corey feels when he's so excited. He wants to know, and he asked that stupid ass question. And I know how he felt when he was like, "Bro, I can't fucking answer that question." Like, there was so much that was just said.
My wife's godmother, Mindy, she told me this one time, and it blew my mind. I've thought about it ever since. She said, "You have to understand something. Spanish people have a hard time understanding Spanish people." Because it's like, she goes, think about it in terms of English speaking. If you were talking to somebody who would talk like, like that, you know what the fuck they saying, right? So you're like, so she goes, sometimes Spanish people will be listening to try to translate, and they be like, ¿qué? Like, it's like, what did you just say?
Yeah, exactly.
They were like, what is that? And then they just, you got to figure it out. So I just felt bad. But to go back to just AAA for just a second as a whole, the card overall, I thought was well done. I thought it was a well done show again. I think I still like the first one better than this one, but that's not to say that this one was bad. This was a really good show. But it's the ending.
This was good.
It's the ending that gets me.
Shout out to Natalia. Hold on. Shout out to Natalia, by the way. She looked fucking good, man. She looked like she lost some LBs, man.
Look. I ain't got no problem with Grandma Natty. Okay,
Listen,
she's been
she
dope.
looked
She's
great,
she's been
and
dope
she
for a
looked
long
like
time.
she's been dying to get on a card the way she was wrestling.
Yeah, well, if okay, I'll say this about Natalia, and I'll be doing this. Okay, no.
I like
I don't want people to think that I'm throwing shade. I think she's a phenomenal wrestler. I think she's been a phenomenal wrestler for a very long time. I think she's been misused. I think she's been disrespected. I think that she's been treated like gum at the bottom of their shoe. But I think she's been treated that way because she's allowed them to do it. She's such a company person. She rubs me as the kind of person that just needs constant validation. Just please love me, or I don't know how to exist on this earth if I know that somebody fucking dislikes me. And it just rubs me the wrong way because she's had the skill and the ability. If she would have played her cards right from the beginning, she could have been a tremendous star for this company. And if you want to say that in the earlier years in the Diva era that wasn't going to happen, I can get you. But it's because she was the wrestler in a Diva era. When the wrestlers came, she helped get those wrestlers over. It was feuds with Natalya that helped Charlotte, that helped Bayley, that helped all those people go up in skill and then eventually up to a higher level, and then they surpassed her. That should have never happened that way. She should have either went up with them or stayed above them in elevation when they got to the top. She became a Divas champion and then went down to the lower end and just fucking stayed there for forever. And I don't know why. I don't know why she didn't bust more balls. I don't know why she didn't push more of an issue. And if she did, and I don't know, and I'm speaking of school, I apologize. But on the outside looking in, it looks like she just did whatever they told her to do, and that was the end of it. And now she wants to come out here and cut these promos because that gimmick that she has, where she was talking about another thing, Natalya is the entertainer, or whatever she said is like, the builder or gets people over or whatever. Natty destroys or whatever the fuck. All right, well, where was that at 10 years ago? I needed that a while ago. When there was a women's revolution taking place, where were you? Because you could have been at the forefront of that shit. So I don't know, but she looked great here, obviously, because
shout out to Natalya, she looked great.
Because when she puts her mind to it, she's dope. She just doesn't put her mind to it a lot.
And she not only did she lose some lbs, but she kept herself top heavy. So good for her.
Oh yeah, that's always good. Don't play with don't play with the ladies. Leave them where they're at. Leave them be.
Nah, she did good.
But the show ended in tremendous form as a Mysterio has become the AAA Mega Champion, and it's Dirty Dominik Mysterio. He defeats Vikingo to become the champion. He's the first Mysterio to do it. There have been many, and by many I mean two, and none of them have gotten that close ever. Now we have to have the conversation before we get to Dom, because I'm about to, I'm about to really put Dom over in a second. But before we do, there was an individual I saw online who made a very good point about the AAA Mega Championship in saying that Dom winning this is tremendous because it's a Mysterio, it's the world championship for that company. That's saying something and it means something. But is this on the same level as someone saying on the other channel, hey, this guy just won the Ring of Honor world title? Does it have kind of that same flavor where it's like, I mean, you have the belt. Did you really win the Ring of Honor world title? Because it's at this point it's an AEW plaything. So now does the Mega Championship also be looked at and go, oh, he beat Vikingo for the Mega Championship, but did he really win the AAA world title? Because I mean, he kind of won their belt, WWE's belt, right? It's like when you name ECW champions, you don't name Ezekiel Jackson or Christian or John Morrison. You name the Sandman, you name Taz, you name Raven. There's a difference there. There's the title and then there's that other title. This is new. It's just happened this year, but are we prepared to put the AAA Mega Championship into that category now? Of is it really the AAA Championship?
I mean, you're probably asking the wrong person.
No.
I would say yes.
You would say yes, it is.
But right, it would be it would be winning the belt. But again, like what I don't have that argument you're making is an argument of nostalgia. So and it's not just nostalgia, but obviously like prestige and like
lineage,
history, lineage. Thank you. That's the better word that I was looking for.
This is
a lineage.
However, this doesn't need to be a wrestling conversation.
Okay,
keep it business. Yeah, go ahead.
I can see the argument. However, the person they put the belt on, you can argue lineage, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. Like to me, it's the belt. But what do I know? I'm not a AAA guy. I don't know fucking shit about AAA.
Okay,
so the AAA belt.
How about we put it like this then? Right, we'll leave the wrestling out of it. Right, you're a small mom and pop store. Get not bought over, but a bigger corporation makes an offer to you. It's a big offer. You'll probably make more money on this deal than you ever would owning the shop. You sell the shop. They continue to let the shop run, but the corporation is all over it at this point. So now is it really the same store that it was before, or now is it just completely? It's a shell of what it used to be, or can it still
argue
be?
It's better.
You can argue that it's better.
It's better. Absolutely.
Okay.
100%. But this is why I'm saying I think, and I'm not saying we're having an argument. What I'm saying is I'm the wrong person to have this argument with because this is a nostalgia lineage conversation. But if we're talking, taking a step back and looking at AAA as a whole, you cannot tell me that there is not more people today watching AAA than there was before they purchased them. So if I'm a fan, I know people like to be edgelords and they like to what do you call them when they like the non-popular thing? You only like something because it's not popular, and then when it becomes popular, you don't like it anymore. Well, I think this is that argument. So if you have that argument to say that, well, is it really the belt? You want to put a caveat on it. You want to put an asterisk on it, which I think is unfair. But I'm not from the AAA lineage. I don't know all about the wrestling. So if that's how you feel about it, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong for feeling that way. All I'm saying is if I love something, I want it to get a bigger spotlight so that other people can enjoy it. I would have never watched AAA, but now that shit's in front of me, I think that shit is fire.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking awesome. Give this shit to me once a month. And that way you can still watch yours in the cut and bring it to me once a month, put your best show on it, and let's have some fucking fun.
And I think that's where you lose the wrestling fan. Because I think 99% of the wrestling fans will tell you that as soon as they like it, they don't want the rest of the world to like it. This is my thing. I want this to just be for me.
Yeah, that's fucking
only
stupid.
me. I don't want anybody else to enjoy this. This is just me. It's Tommy Boy with
I get it.
It's Tommy Boy with the bread. It's like that I pet it and that I love it. And
But I feel like that's AEW fans.
That's all wrestling fans. I hear it from all walks of fucking life. And that's how I put into perspective AEW fans versus WWE fans, because they both feel the same way and they point to the other one saying, well, he's trying to take my thing away from me, right? WWE fans look at AEW and go, oh, disrespectful, that place is garbage, you'll never live up to what we've accomplished. And then AEW goes, ugh, fucking snobs, WWE think they're so cool, we're so much better than they are.
Yeah, we're so much better. We would never hold people into their contracts.
That's right, we don't hold people down. We don't disrespect them. Yeah, bullshit. We're so much better than WWE.
We're wrestler first.
Yeah, wrestlers first, baby. It's a fucking circle. I'm living in a world of hypocrisy all the way around. Anyway, yes, so Dominik Mysterio has become the AAA Mega Championship. Congratulations to him. He's a double champion. He also holds the Intercontinental Championship. Dave, we were saying during the pandemic, is anything there? Is there something we can get from this kid? For him to have skipped NXT and gone right to the main roster, and not just on the main roster, but he's competing against top-of-the-line talent. I mean, he's at SummerSlam with Seth Rollins. He's going to WrestleMania as a tag team champion. I mean, we're like, oh, my God, what's happening? Why are we being force-fed this kid? Does he need the time? He just needs the time? Like, what's there? What are they seeing we don't see?
Thank you for that, because that's kind of where I had a what if question for you.
Oh, okay.
And you led me right into it. So as I was fucking driving in today, I had a what if. And I'm like, oh, wait till we get on the show. I'll surprise him with the what if. And like I said, you segued us right into it. So here's my what if question.
I think I know what it is, but go ahead.
We both killed Dominik Mysterio when he was with his dad.
Correct.
Does Dominik Mysterio today become Dominik Mysterio without that run with his dad? If he went solo and then ended up where he did with Rhea and stuff like that, does the experience and I would like to say expedited experience, because I think that's kind of what happened with his dad, is that he was able to expedite very difficult experience in a controlled environment. That's what I came to the conclusion.
Okay.
But because we were killing him, like, dude, get away from your dad. You got to sink or swim. But how valuable do you see on the scale of where he ended up right now, that run that he had so long with his dad, where we were just screaming to get away from him? That was my what if. What if he never had that run with his dad and he just went solo right away?
Based on what we're seeing now, I would like to think that it would have happened regardless. It just would have happened differently. We would have had a different version of it, because here's the thing. What his teaming with his dad really did was acclimate him to the business. Being on the road.
Which is huge.
Yeah, which is huge, but hear me out. They were on the road together. They were sharing the ring together. One might be able to say that being on the road with his dad, who happens to be one of the greatest of all time, was probably immeasurable for him in terms of not going to NXT. Because he probably learned more being in the ring with his dad than he would have had he gone to NXT. And that's no disrespect to the PC and the trainers down there, but they're not Rey fucking Mysterio, right? So Ray can communicate in a way with Dom that the PC guys can't, because it's his son. He knows this guy, like, obviously since birth. It came out of his balls. He can communicate to this kid, right? We can come in here and figure this out. What you're really asking, based on what I'm hearing from the question, is would he have been successful at all if he didn't have that run with his dad? And I don't necessarily agree with that, only because of what we're seeing now. The question that I had back in those days is there anything in there that we could use in this industry? And if I remember correctly, one of the criticisms that I had was that I need to see him do something without the dad. I need to see him do something outside of the Ray thing. Okay, yeah, he's expediting his education. He's on the road with him. We're learning matches. We're learning timing, singles matches, tag matches. He's giving him a crash course. This is wrestling for dummies, right? On how to exist in this industry. But to succeed in the WWE is more than timing and bumps. There has to be something inside that comes out when the lights turn on. That was not happening with Ray. And I don't think it ever would have happened had he stayed any longer with Ray. He needed to take the training wheels off. And to be fair, when he first did, he still struggled. When he went to the Judgment Day initially, we were still being critical. He was missing spots. He was slow on certain things. He looked uncomfortable. The look wasn't there yet. He didn't look and feel like he belonged in that group when he first came in. But over time, it worked itself out because now he got away from his dad. But if you think about it, all he did was transition laterally because in Judgment Day, he had Finn Balor to learn from. And now this guy is teaching him new school shit. This is how we do it now. This is the speed we go. This is how we talk things through. This is how we do that. And they had a lot of communication. Now, as we talk right now, that match that I saw with Vikingo at Worlds Collide felt like a main event match.
He dominated that match.
They wrestled that match. And you know what's funny? He should have. He's the bigger, stronger wrestler in the ring. In Mexico, in Latino Lucha Libre, the bigger man is a heavy. He is to provide stability in that match. The smaller, more agile champion needs to be bouncing off this guy. And even still, he sold for him. You saw that weird little bow and arrow thing he was doing with Dom, and all they lifted him up, showcasing some of that power that Vikingo has. He still sold for him. He didn't wrestle like a giant, but he wrestled strong enough to where that match was pulled off. Dom looked strong in that match, and that's important because a lot of people...
Not only strong, he looked like the more experienced one.
Well, you know what? In that setting, he was, because that's a WWE-style match. They didn't let Vikingo do a whole lot of high-flying in that match, and there was a reason for that. They wanted to see what Vikingo could do outside of the flips. And if he couldn't do it with Dom, then, I mean, very few people, right? Because if Dom is good for anything, it's the basics. It's the basics. He has the basics mastered. Dominik Mysterio is not going to go out there and do a bunch of wild shit. The most dangerous shit he does is a 619. And to be honest, it's not a very good 619 because he's heavy as fuck. He is a big boy to be sitting there doing 619s. But it's an homage to the dad. He's not going to drop a dime. He doesn't have that ability. That's he may be a Mysterio, but he's no Rey Mysterio. That athleticism is once in a lifetime. That's not a thing. But he's special in his own way. You know, a lot of people look at Rey Mysterio, his father, Rey Mysterio Jr., and they look at that athleticism and they go, man, what a great athlete. People sleep on the psychology of Rey Mysterio Sr., the original Rey Mysterio. He was a star for a reason. The boy was good too. It's something in those fucking genes, and they just fucking get it when they get in that ring. And he's fucking got it. I'm going to be surprised to see what they do with Vikingo moving forward. Now, considering that Dom's going to be working both WWE shows and AAA shows, considering he's the champion. So I'm curious where this goes next, but in my opinion, I think AAA is on fire right now. I think AAA is doing really, really... I'm watching more AAA now than I did before. I could never. And
really you're a wrestling guy.
I know, but I was also not a tremendous fan of Lucha Libre to begin with. I understand the legacy. I understand the pageantry, but again, I'm a storyline, character-based fan, and unless you're immersed in that culture, you really don't get it. All the baby faces to me are the same in Mexico. All the heels, the rudos, the technicals and the rudos are all the same. To me, all the technicals, the good guys, it's Viva la Mexico, La Familia. It's all the same character. They just take turns with it. And then the heels are all the same. All the rudos are all the same. They don't even say fuck Mexico because that would be too far. They say fuck the technicals. To hell with the technicals. We break the rules here. We cheat. We scheme and all that other stuff. It's like it was like Saturday morning cartoon type shit. And I just never really got into it. But this blend here works for me. But I can understand for the hardcore fan of something like AAA or CMLL, and they're going, oh man, these fucking gringos are fucking up our television show. So I kind of get it. I kind of understand. Yeah. It is what it is. So, on to the next one, shall we?
It's time for segment 3.
We are going to travel very, very quickly off into the ether here. We're heading to Wrestlepalooza. We're heading over to, I think they're heading to some field house in Indianapolis. this card that's taking place this Saturday, to me, in my opinion, is a pretty awesome fucking card. This is actually a really fucking deep fucking setup. And it's only got the 5 matches on it. Actually, these people always fucking with me. As we talk, let me double check and see, make sure they didn't fucking squeeze one out on me somewhere along the line, because it is Thursday. Who knows? Something might have happened along the way. And so I'm just going to double check real quick, go to matches. Nope, still 5. Good. Okay, so I would like to make a hot take right now. Hot take. This is the hot take. What was it, Aqua Team? Where you're just like, the sports pick of the day, of the week. Yeah, we're gonna do it here. A hot take from AJ here. There's 5 matches on the card. The match that I believe will open this show, and I might be wrong, John Cena and Brock Lesnar, I believe, will be the opening match of this card.
Why do you feel that way?
Okay, hear me out here.
It's a weird call.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Like I said, hot take, and I could be wrong. But I'm thinking through the lens of absolute pettiness. I'm thinking through the lens of negativity. I'm channeling my inner asshole.
As you normally do.
Well, I'm very comfortable with it in saying that if I really wanted to be a dick, because remember, this date was selected specifically to be a dick, because AEW All Out is on this day. And they originally had their show planned for the same start time as this pay-per-view. And because Wrestlepalooza is now at this time, AEW pushed their time ahead earlier in the day. So now the AEW pay-per-view was at 3. I believe the start time, if I'm not mistaken, let's double check here, but I believe the start time for this pay-per-view will either be 7 or 8. I'm not entirely sure. Let me see if I can start date. Well, let's put that. It's going to start. It says it's going to start at 6:30. That's bullshit. It won't start at 6:30. If anything, that's probably pre-show time. I doubt very seriously that will start at 6:30. That's a weird time. But if it starts at 6 or 7, it doesn't matter. The whole point I'm going petty with this is if the whole idea was that we were going to put this show on the same day so we can hurt AEW's audience, then really hurt them. Because AEW, if it starts at 3, will not be done at 4. Will not be done at 7. They won't be done at 7. They're never done on time. They're going to run over their time because they have to fit in 75 wrestlers and 17 matches. They're not going to be done on time. So imagine a world where you don't get to your main event in time. And I don't even know what the main event of that show is going to be. Doesn't matter. If you run anywhere near 6 or 7 o'clock, you're dead. Because I'm going to go ahead and just put John Cena and Brock Lesnar at the beginning of that show and cut everybody's nuts off. That's it. The whole wrestling world needs to change the channel right now, because here comes 2 of the greats of all time performing for what I can only assume is the 499th time that they've competed against each other. But it's different now, because Cena's retiring and Brock Lesnar lugs pictures with P in it. So here we are.
That's true.
So here
That's
we
a
are.
fact. Not allegedly.
Yeah, that's not allegedly. that's been what does they call it? They investigated this. They've put this in writing, right? So I would just be petty, but yeah, I have it in my head. And this is just me going into my Booker head. I'd start the pay-per-view off. I got John Cena and Brock Lesnar starting this pay-per-view off. Dave, do you have any? What are your thoughts about going into this match between John Cena and Brock Lesnar? We know for a fact now it's the absolute last time this is going to happen. Absolutely the last time. But 2 OVW guys, 2002 guys, coming into the fold here, having one last grasp. I think this is going to be a match that takes place inside of 10 minutes. I don't think this match goes for a very long time, and I don't think it should.
What? No, it'll go 15.
15? You
think it'll go at least 15.
Bell to bell?
At least give or take. At least, and the only reason why I say that is because Cena's really just been going. Like, he really is going all out for these fucking matches. He's having some great matches. So, I mean, is this? Do you think? I got a question for you. Is this a Cena match or is this a Brock match? Like, who asked for? Like, who is this for?
It's
Both
for-
of them?
no.
Like, is this a Cena request or a Brock request?
Either way, it's a Cena match. This has to be a Cena match, and if it is a Cena match, you might get your 15. Because if it's a Lesnar match, it's 10.
No.
It's 10
I don't mean
less.
the way it's going to be wrestled. I mean, who asked for the match?
I'm not sure who asked for the match. This looks like, in all honesty, this looks like a WWE choice. I don't know if John chose this or not. But either
that's what I was curious about.
I don't think it really factors in, Bill, because this is going to be one more for the retirement tour. That's what takes the precedent here is the retirement tour. They signed Lesnar to a new deal, so he's going to be around for a few more years. We finally might get our Gunther Lesnar WrestleMania match this year, which would be dope. But Cena's this is Cena's last. If I'm not mistaken, unless he's doing something at Survivor Series, this might be his last pay-per-view match. Because I think the last match that they said he has like 5 appearances left, and his last appearance is going to be a Saturday Night Main Event. So, if that's the case, I'm assuming some of those appearances will be a Raw, since he already celebrated his last SmackDown. So, unless he's doing something at at Survivor Series, this could be his very last PLE, his last pay-per-view. So I think that factors more into it than.
But you don't think it's his last match?
John?
Yeah.
No, John's last match will take place in Washington, D.C. on Saturday night's main event. We know that's locked. That's a guarantee. But they also said he had 5 appearances. And I think this is one of them, Wrestlepalooza. So we'll see, because 5 appearances or even 4 appearances between now and December leaves a lot of open space. So I don't know. I don't know. But I know for one thing for sure, Cena's not losing this match. And I don't know if they want to. I don't think they're going to job out Brock Lesnar this early into his contract. So I'm predicting some tomfoolery here. I think something. I'm predicting something stupid to happen here. Not double DQ or count out. That oh my God, that would just be urinating on the entire fucking thing. But
no pun intended.
Yeah, well, no, that was kind of intended. But they have to come up with some sort of ending that is amicable to the star power at hand here. Because I can't see John. I mean, if they do, bravo. If John Cena pulls out 5 AAs to beat a Lesnar in the middle of the fucking ring, that'd be crazy. At the same time, Lesnar F5ing John Cena 16 times and then pinning him despite the strength of, he kicked out so many times. I don't want to see that either. So I don't know what kind of, this is the one match in the card. I don't know how it ends, to be honest with you, because I don't know what I would do, because I don't know what
Cena goes over. I just don't know how.
You're predicting Cena goes over?
Cena will go over.
If he's going over, I really don't give a shit how he does it, to be honest with you. Him going over.
So you want Cena to go over?
I want him to go. I want him to win every match but the last one, which probably won't happen.
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I feel the same way.
With the run that he's had, I just can't let go of that tradition.
I feel like Cena should be one of the guys that holds the tradition and goes out looking up at the lights.
I think that's the only way he'd agree to do it. I can't see.
I hope so.
I can't see him as the guy that would break that tradition. I don't know. It'd be tough. But I also don't think that he should do a fucking job till he does that. So it's a really tough thing.
Same way. He should go all the way through. Get a nice little end feud here with someone and then just go out looking up, dude, and just let the roof explode. That's it.
Next match that I believe will take place, I'm fantasy booking here.
Okay.
You could agree or disagree with me, because I think you already disagree with my opening match.
No, you sold me. I with the moment you started plotting the pettiness,
yes,
then I'm like, okay, I can definitely see it as believable.
I'm torn between 2 matches here, but I'm just thinking, who the hell wants to follow Cena Lesnar that early on the show? So I'm going to go ahead and give it to somebody that I think has a good way of kind of bringing the fans back into it. I'm going the tag match next. The Usos against the Vision. Jimmy and Jay go against Bronson. The Uso and Uso against Braun and Braun in a tag team match for supremacy.
Usos versus the Bronze.
I don't like Bronson Reed without his shula fala. I think he looks nude. I think he looks naked. He looks vulnerable. I don't like it. I like that they made him a T-shirt that says Tribal Thief, but it doesn't do any good without the shoes. I need some shoes. At the very least, if you can't steal Roman's shoes again, can he rob somebody else of their shoes so that he could have some shoes? He needs shoes. It's like that episode of Community where no one understood Britta without a little mustard on her face. We need the shoes. I also need Braun Breaker to stay away from the microphone for just a little bit. Bronson right now seems to be carrying the load with the promo. I need Breaker to be the dude that he is, where he's like...
He's scary.
Yeah, he's scary. Like, he's always on the verge of beating the shit out of somebody. Do that. Stay there. Stay in that space right there. That's where you're at. But I don't need you to start eloquently explaining your motives and whatever. Just leave that to Bronson Reed. He's been stepping up as a promo. And they just put Jay and Jimmy back together and did a whole episode. They did a whole episode putting them back together and then followed it with a whole episode of them looking like they're about to break up. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. They put together the Usos specifically to get this fucking team over between Breaker and Bronson. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think the Vision win. I think the Vision need to win this matchup. They need to beat the Usos. There's no value, in my opinion, for the Usos to be in a team at this point. Jay's already elevated. We're trying to elevate Jimmy. The tag team does not work in his favor, especially when they did that little tandem promo again last week, that old school Uso promo they used to do. I don't need to see that no more because it's just going to remind people of what they were doing before. I'm already fighting people on the internet. They should put him back in the team. Fuck off. It's over. They did what they could. That's it. It's over.
Gotta keep Jimmy healthy, man.
Yeah, that's the other part of it. He's got to stop fucking getting out. He out here shooting the club up and shit, knocking up chicks. He's just left and right. He needs to chill. He's be bugging out. Just fucking wrestle more. You'll be good to go. Having said that, after the Usos, that other match that I was really, really sold on, Io Sky, Stephanie Vaquer for the vacant Women's World Championship. There's only one answer to this match. I'm sorry. It has to be Stephanie. There's no other way around it. I think you damage Steph if she doesn't walk out with the championship. I know it's early.
What?
I know it's early.
I don't know, dude.
I know it's early.
You're showing your bias. And I'm with you, but still.
La Primera needs to win the world title right here. I think they fucked her in Clash in Paris. I think they asked her to be patient in what was going on. No one saw the pregnancy thing coming except for Jimmy. He was the one doing the coming, so he knew exactly what was happening. But in Clash of Paris, they didn't know. So we've had to hold it off, and I think this is it right here. We push the button on Wrestlepalooza, and Stephanie Vaquer wins the title. You disagree? You're standing up for EO here?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
First step.
Yeah, he's stepping
and this
up.
This is hard. This is hard because I love me some Stephanie. I don't know, man. I kind of love me some EO, too. I'm not old. No, but I don't know. I don't think EO goes over here. EO's going to go over. I think just having the match alone and the caliber of match that EO can have is going to do great for Stephanie. I don't think this kills Stephanie. I think it puts her in a good position. What will kill her if you remove her and start running the same cycle of people? Let her have this runs. She's in a position right now where taking some L's isn't going to kill her. I don't think that anyway. Let her get some W's here and there, but I think we do her a disservice putting the belt on her. I don't think she's ready for that just yet, but I'm not the one booking it, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I guess there is some support for your claim, because if you look at the other brand, the U.S. champion, what has that done for Julia? So there you go. I guess there is some validity to that, but I don't think those two are the same thing. I said it on the show, and I got killed for it when I said it, but I will continue to say it. I don't get Julia.
I don't either.
I don't understand the hype. I don't understand the love
And
affair.
I also don't get putting Asuka with her for the push. I know they think it's doing something, but it's fucking weird.
Wait. Asuka's not doing anything with Julia. Are we confusing you?
Am I confusing her with someone else?
Wait. I'm trying to think who is feuding with Asuka at this point. Kyrie? Is that who you're thinking of? Because Julia's on a whole nother show than Asuka.
Then I'm confusing. I'm confusing the Asians.
Oh no, you're a racist. Jesus Christ, they're not all the same.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So
Bad take.
No.
Sorry, kill me in the comments.
No, that's okay. We'll
kill me in the comments.
We'll hit it. We'll edit it in post. No, it's
leave it in, dude. Go live. Fuck it.
We're going live. Fuck it. Speaking of going live, Cody Rhodes, or Gayu, as we all know him affectionately now, moving forward, will be taking on Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed WWE Championship, which I'm done saying out loud. We don't need to keep calling it the Undisputed blah, 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 blah. But there's another world title on the fucking program. We don't need fucking Undisputed. I get that the Universal title merged, but if you're casually flipping through channels, you don't fucking know that. So we don't need to keep burning that shit into people's retinas. We get it. He's the WWE champion. And he's taking a break from all that street fighting he's been doing, and he's going to come in here and have a straight-up pro wrestling match with Drew McIntyre. Should be a love affair. This is for the championship match. I'm not going to hold you. This is going to be the one that I want to see the least of the 5. I'm not all that revved up for Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, to be honest with you.
They'll go.
Oh, I'm not saying it'll
They'll
be a
go.
bad match.
I mean,
no
they're
hype.
high level.
No hype. There's no buzz.
You're not sold on it?
It's cold. This is a cold match. Not a lot going on here. But, to each their own, whatevs. And now the match that I believe will be the...
God damn, that's all you got for...
That's for both of them. For both of them. That's all I got for the both of them. I don't know what else to say. Cody?
So, okay, hold on real quick to drag this out a little bit longer. Are they individually cold?
Oh, yeah.
Or are they...
Nope. And here's the thing.
I'm trying to shoot him some nail. Maybe the story wasn't working.
I think Drew's in bigger trouble than we think.
Damn.
Because I don't know if you saw the clip, but it went around a little bit, and I couldn't help but chuckle a little bit. So Drew made a little boo-boo in the ring against Randy Orton on Friday. Did you see that clip?
No.
So, real quick, Drew did a spot with Randy for whatever reason, where he scooped up Randy like a body slam, but instead of him laying him flat on the ring, he threw him toward the ropes, which I don't recall ever seeing Drew do before in the past, but he just threw him like hip and leg first into the ropes, and Randy bumped all kinds of wrong. And he heard the voices in his head. This was 09 Randy. He started cussing and spitting, and he rolled out of the ring, and he starts, motherfucker, like he's going off. It is out loud. Motherfucker. Drew comes out of the ring and starts throwing punches, and Randy's not selling any of them. And on the third punch, not only did he not sell, he high-fived the kid. And then he slides into the ring, and Drew slides in the ring, and Randy hits him. And then Randy faces the camera, Rome camera, and goes, 25 fucking years I've never had someone throw me into the fucking ropes. And I was like, uh-oh. I hear voices in my head. It's coming. It's all coming back to him. The family man, Randy Orton, is out the window. This motherfucker was seeing red. Now, here's the deal. It is a new Randy Orton. I'm sure in the moment, he was very, very pissed about what happened. But I wouldn't read too much into that. I'm having fun with it because I know some 15 years ago, that would have been a fucking death sentence for somebody to do some shit like that to Randy fucking Orton. But Drew's in a different place now. And even before this little situation, I just haven't been feeling it from Drew, and I just really haven't been feeling it from Cody. I don't know what's going on. We expected Cody to get the belt back at some point, but this hasn't really been stellar from everybody involved. So it's the one that I'm looking forward to the least. I'll go ahead with that. Which leads me to the match that I feel will be the absolute main event. I feel this match will close the show. Now, if I'm wrong about what's opening the match and what's closing the match, then my backup, I think this is going to be reversed. If I'm wrong that Lesnar and Cena won't open, then they'll probably close. And this mixed tag will probably open. Because I know that these are the two most highly anticipated matches on the card. And that's the mixed tag match. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch against CM Punk and AJ Lee. And there's something poetic about the fact that AJ, because if I'm correct and they're in the main event, this would be a tremendous moment for AJ Lee, because I was trying to explain to you when she first came back, because you were trying to get a feel, what is it about AJ Lee? I didn't get a chance to really see her in the past. This is the kind of shit that she fought for. Meaningful storylines, main event position, for everything that she did in the women's division before, and did it shackled. To come back 10 years later and be in the main event of a pay-per-view is tremendous. For Becky, it's a Tuesday, but for her, this is tremendous. To be in a main event for a pay-per-view as a tag team with her husband, no doubt, this whole situation would just be a fantasy, I'm sure, for everyone involved. Because I was asking my wife, I don't know the answer to this question. Have we ever seen a husband and wife matchup like this? First of all, have we ever really had husband and wife matchups where it's two husbands and two wives? And if we did, was it ever to this caliber? Because if we did, I'm pretty sure it was the two wrestlers and their wives, which might have been valets or not even in the business and just was a wife. But these two women happen to be two of the best to ever fucking do it. So this is like a different level. It's like you have two main event males and two main event females in a possible main event match on this pay-per-view. That's pretty insane. And it's a match that's been built up really fucking well. So we had our issues with Becky Lynch, and to be fair, I think those criticisms still exist, because this issue aside, our biggest issue was her being the Intercontinental Champion and what she was doing with Lyra and what she was doing with the women of the division. Now, before this happened, being in there with AJ is going to be a bright spot, but I don't think it changes where we were at with Becky. Because, you're going to get in there with AJ, you're going to get in there with Punk, you're going to get in there with Rollins, you're going to look like a main eventer again. Once that's over and you have to dilly-dally back into the division, are we going to see the same shit we were just seeing before? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, but it does. I think it does change a little bit for me, where it's like the showcase here. If it does look different, then I have to question the division.
Fair. I think that's a fair argument, because if she is capable still of this high level performance, then what the fuck is wrong with everybody else? Is that what you're saying?
Is she putting out a certain caliber of performance, and it's just not being she didn't have that counterpart to give it back to her, which makes her look silly because she stands out a little bit and that energy. But with AJ Lee lately, it's been like I've been seeing the difference. Like, she's getting back that same energy, that high level of performance, and in this match, I'll be able to see it a little bit more. And if I see something different in this match, I don't know, I might give her a little bit of grace, because maybe it's who she has to work with that's really kind of throwing her off a little bit. I don't know.
So Now a bigger question comes to the match. What kind of match are we talking about? This match doesn't have a stipulation. It's just a tag team match. But should it be a tag team match? Should this be a situation where both teams come into this match and just start having a classic catch-can chain style wrestling match? Or should we throw some haymakers, throw some bombs in here? Let's try to murder one another. There's been a lot of talk about the aggressiveness, right? Because the sell job. Becky sold it like she was afraid of AJ Lee. Okay, so should we validate that fear? Should there be something in this match that just goes off the wall, balls crazy? Because that's not going to be the end of this. They're not ending the program at Wrestlepalooza. That's not going to happen.
If AJ can go, this will work out. And really, I think it just really all comes down to how AJ performs.
Okay.
This whole thing is kind of on her shoulders and how she performs and how the story looks and sells and feels. She knocks it out of the park. Well, we're in for a treat because, like you just said, it's not over yet. It's not ending here. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm actually really interested to see if she can go. So,
all right, let's see. So that's the main event that I believe will happen this week. And the Wrestlepalooza, of course, taking place, like I said, in Indiana somewhere. Someplace, some field house somewhere in Indiana, Green Farms or some shit. I don't fucking remember at all. But it's going down this Saturday, 6. It says 6:30. But, here it is. I have it in front of me. Gaines Bridge Field House, Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm so professional. It's so right in front of me right here. Yeah, this is a big building, boy. Get your tickets now while they're on sale. But they're going to be taking place this Saturday. It's the big show here leading up to eventually Survivor Series. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's what. No, they have no NXT has no mercy. So then what happens? Oh, Crown Jewel in Australia. I forgot all about. Oh, I forgot about that. I think Io Sky is going to win now. Because that's the match, right? Io Sky and Rhea Ripley in Australia. Finally, Rhea gets it done. Boo! I ruined it for myself. I ruined it for myself. I shouldn't have saw that. Boo! Then we could triple thread it at Survivor Series. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Stephanie McCurr. Anyway, God damn it! That made me sad just now. Damn it! Gave it away. All right, well, that's the big show. Real quick, Wrestlepalooza, the name. Somebody had asked me. Yeah. Somebody had asked me. They were like, "What the fuck is a Wrestlepalooza?" And I told them.
My said the same thing. He said he fucking hates that name.
Oh, it's a fucking terrible name. But somebody had mentioned to me. They were like, "Why? What a fucking terrible name." I said, "Well, it's an old name from an old pay-per-view from like the '90s or whatever." They were like, "What pay-per-view?" It was an ECW pay-per-view, Wrestlepalooza. And they were like, fuck, ECW? I said, yeah, I know. And they were like, yeah, but even for ECW, it was weird, right? They had Heat Wave, November to Remember, Anarchy Rules. What the fuck is Wrestlepalooza? I said, well, Wrestlepalooza was a playoff of the music of that time. There were a lot of music concerts like Lilith Fair, and they had Lollapalooza. That was one of the big shows over there. So they took Lollapalooza, took out the Lala, put a wrestle in there, Wrestlepalooza. It was supposed to be a celebration of wrestling. That's what it was for ECW. But, again, it was also the fucking 90s. It's a dated fucking reference. There hasn't been a Lollapalooza in fucking forever. So, it's a goofy fucking day. Wait, Lala. There you go. Lollapalooza. When the fuck? Oh! I misspoke. Lollapalooza already happened July 31st to August 3rd, 2025, and it took place in Chicago.
Hey, look at that. We both make mistakes. I feel better now. Let's go. Yeah, so, fuck this guy. Kill him in the comments, too.
Yeah, fuck this guy. So, yeah.
Boo this man.
Yeah, this shit is still going on. And, Lollapalooza has gone global. They were in India in 2022.
See?
Israel
People hate on this name. I like this name.
I don't like this name at all. It's a fucking
I love
dated.
It.
It's like just because Lollapalooza still exists doesn't mean it's not dated. It's like MySpace still exists. You don't see anybody talking about that shit.
Does
it? Yeah, it does. I have an account for it now.
That's crazy.
I know. I just wanted to make one to say that I still had one. And I shared it to people. I was like, you want to join my MySpace? They were like, what? I was like, no, for real. Look, I sent them a link. They were like, what
dude,
the fuck?
I want to do that, dude.
Yeah. Get a fucking
I'm
MySpace
gonna
profile
MySpace.
for no reason.
Hell yeah.
We're
bringing it back.
We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. All right, let's get ready to settle down now and divulge into what will be our main event.
It is now time for our main event.
Oh, the tears were flowing, Dave. The
That they
tears.
were. So was the blood.
Yeah. So was the blood. Triple H made the announcement with whoever the guy's name was in charge. I don't keep track of their fucking political structure. We're having our own political issues over here. But yeah, whoever the guy is in charge, I don't give a shit. They had Triple H, the guy in charge, and then what could only be described by the internet as a cascade of the saddest, most depressed performers in WWE history, all lined up in a nice, neat little package. As Triple H made the announcement that for the first time in WWE history, WrestleMania will be taking place outside of the North American territory of the U.S. and Canada, and will be taking place in Saudi Arabia and I believe Riyadh in April for WrestleMania 43, so April of 2027. There really is no build-up other than that they just made the announcement is going to take place in WrestleMania 43. And when I tell you that the online wrestling community shit their fucking britches and had a whole fucking gaggle of issues with this whole. First of all, I don't know if you saw did you see the video of the actual fucking announcement?
I started watching a piece of it and then I had to turn it off because something was happening. I didn't go back to it.
So they did that live on YouTube. The clip that I sent you
like a live conference?
Like a live conference, yes. It was streamed live on YouTube. The clip that I sent you was just the actual announcement clip. It wasn't the full stream, 20 minutes, whatever the fuck. Because why the fuck would we sit there and watch that? I didn't even fucking watch that. Fuck all that noise. But apparently, during the live stream, they left the comments on.
Oof.
And everything was just copied and pasted. It just said, you sold out. You sold out. You sold out. You sold out. Isn't that the same shit they were saying when WWE signed their Saudi Arabia deal 10 years ago?
At least they're consistent.
Wasn't that was the chant years ago? We've been having this blood money conversation for forever. For forever. For a long fucking time. It has been constant. Over and over and over. They sold out. It's blood money. They did the first major event in Saudi Arabia was in April 27, 2018. So
has it been that long already?
Yes, it's been fucking forever.
Holy shit.
2018, it's 2025. It has been literally 7 years. And we're still with this blood money bullshit. This same bullshit ass conversation. And I know that the Saudi Arabian culture and country is controversial, lots of debate, right? They do a lot of not so good shit. Not for nothing, but to not even be a citizen of that country or ever be in that country or have any intent of ever being in that country, to have this kind of, vitriol towards it doesn't make any sense to me, because it goes back to what I was saying before at the beginning of the show about the whole.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
How doesn't it? I mean, we got people over here dancing because someone got shot here. You think they're gonna fucking not feel the way about over there?
But that's what I'm saying. For the same reason, when I mentioned earlier that I did not know Charlie Kirk. I did not know him. He did not know me. I did not like his opinions. He probably would not have liked my opinions. So I scroll on. I move with my life. To sit here and say that this company is selling out because they're going to this country that they just don't like because they don't agree with their views. Okay, fine. Don't support them. Take your money, keep it in your pocket, buy something else. But what kills me is that 90%, and I'm probably lowballing, of the people who are complaining about this move are going to buy the fucking pay-per-view. To me, personally, I don't give a shit where WrestleMania is. If you were to tell me that WrestleMania 43 wasn't going to be in Saudi Arabia, it was going to be in Topeka, fucking Kansas, or pick a major city, Dallas, or Los Angeles, or maybe finally we'll give it to Minneapolis like we've been advocating for forever. I'm still watching WrestleMania the same exact fucking way, from my fucking couch. It's not affecting me in any way. It's not affecting a lot of the people in any fucking way. Because the only people that I feel like this affects are the people who travel state to state every year to go to WrestleMania every year and make it kind of like their yearly journey. That's a thing where people go to WrestleMania every year. They fly in or they drive in, depending on how close it is, and they make it a tradition to go to all the WrestleManias. And now those people are online saying, well, I'm not going to Saudi Arabia to go to WrestleMania, so now my streak is over. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay, I promise. I know it hurts. I'm still hurting for WrestleMania 20. WrestleMania 20 was at the Garden. I was living in downtown Manhattan at the time. I should have been there. I should have been there. It's burned a hole in my heart ever since. No Way Out 2000. No Way Out 2000 sticks in my heart as well, because that was February 25th, 2000. It was my 17th birthday. That's my birthday, February 25th. I was turning 17. That pay-per-view was in Hartford Civic Center with Triple H and Cactus Jack in the main event and Hell in a Cell, and I didn't go, and I'm pissed about that to this day. So I know that not going to WrestleMania this year, or next year I should say, it hurts. But I promise you, you'll live to see another fucking day. And if I have one more fucking person tell me those two words that I hate hearing so fucking much, because I just don't believe it fucking exists. Corporate greed. I keep hearing that one 1,000 times. Corporate greed. Corporate greed. I don't understand. What is the definition of that? What is the cap?
Corporate greed is something you say about someone else who has a significantly large opportunity that you will never see in your lifetime.
There you go. In a nutshell. What's the cap? Maybe we should come to an agreement across the board. What is the numerical number that a business is allowed to make as far as profit goes, and then it stops at that number? And then any dollar that they make after that, they have to dump off somewhere else. Give it to charity, whatever the case may be. Invest in something else, whatever the case may be. But there's like a set number of profit. Because I believe that a lot of these people have a number in their head. Where they go,
I don't.
I
don't think
yeah,
they
I know.
do.
Because people will see this and go, I've heard the sentence, well, how much more money can they possibly make? A lot more. You know how much money's in this world? A lot.
Well, my thing is that the people that say that don't even have $2,000 in their bank account saved.
They don't have the ability to be.
So you don't know what big
greedy.
money even looks like, bro. Someone just walked up to you and gave you $100. You'd be hyped because you don't know what big money looks like, man. And when they don't understand that, like, these people at this level, you guys don't exist in the same world.
No.
And I don't even mean that financially. Like, take the numbers out of it, right? Look, I'll even make it personal. If you and I start at zero today, no wife, no kids, no nothing, just zero, us at, let's say, 18 years old.
Okay.
And Triple H started over at 18 years old, $0. But we still had our knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
He'd fucking lap us in like 2 years.
Yep.
And I say that to say because he has a level of knowledge. He just lives in a different world. So like that much money, yes, I will tell you, he knows it's a lot of money. That's why he's doing the fucking job, because he knows he has a gold mine opportunity and he's going to do the job to make the money. And people hate it for multiple reasons. To be honest with you, they're not really talking about numbers and how much he's making. But if he were to announce how much money he was making and made that here instead of going over there, they would still hate him for making that much money.
Yeah. Yeah. And they would still hate on him, but it wouldn't be as viral and it wouldn't be as vitriol as it is, because I think the Saudi Arabian...
It's a buzzword.
Yeah, but I think that element is what really pisses people off, because when we did Clash in Paris, no one blinked an eye about going to Paris. When they did Backlash in France, no one really batted an eye. When we went to Milan, when we went to Scotland, when we went to all these different places, we're going to Australia in October for a PLE, right? We just did that for Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel is going to be in Australia. No one really bats an eye. There is something about this fucking country.
And well, I would just say something. They're kind of like, I guess, like, I get it.
What about Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, like, I get it. Get it. I mean, it wasn't until recently that, like, women couldn't even wrestle there.
Yeah, I know.
And that is so far the opposite of the way that people obviously here think. So right. It's not dumbfounding to me that people get so aggressive and don't want to go over there. But at the same time, like if you could do business, like,
I think that's where you lose people, because remember how I said earlier? You remember how I said earlier about how, like, people, the way that people decipher political beliefs, where for some reason there's a group of people that try to separate personal beliefs and political beliefs, and it's just very hard for people to do that because most people's political beliefs stem from their personal. Wrestling fans don't look at wrestling as a business. They don't. And I'm not even speaking on a WWE level. Even as low as an indie level, they don't see it as a business. If an independent promoter who is just making ends meet, right? He's paying the boys, he's footing the bill for the insurance and to get the building and the ring and everything like that. He's really busting it to put this show on, but he's on a shoestring budget here, right? He's not exactly living a lavish lifestyle, but he's putting on a show. He's entertaining the masses. That's the most you can hope for. He's a great guy. He's looking out for his community. He puts on a fabulous show. Show's over, and everyone's had a great time. And I've experienced this, dude. I'm telling you, I've seen this. I've seen this happen, where you have the show, everybody had a good time. Normally, when the fans are walking out, the promoters or whoever, they're walking out with them, and there's conversation, because you want to schmooze up with the fans, and keep them coming back. So you have that conversation with him, and all of a sudden the promoter would say something like, hey, who would you guys be interested in seeing? Who do you think we should come along? And you would think logically that they would pick, the hottest guy on the indies. Bring this guy in, or this guy would be a great matchup. But you'll hear full-grown adults say shit like, yeah, bring in Randy Orton. It's like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? They're like, yeah, go. Can we get Jacob Fatu back? It's like, well, I mean, no, he's wrestling in the WWE. We don't have access to. Oh, bring in AJ Styles. It's like, you really don't understand how this works, do you? And for the most part, they don't. They don't see this in terms of dollars and cents. Just like when wrestlers get hurt or get injured, and they just I've made the comparison before in the past. I'll stick with it because I think it's the most accurate. We're playthings to them. We're toys. You know, they see
Entertainment.
us. Yeah.
They see entertainers the same way,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, of course, yeah. It's playthings. It's when they turn the TV off, that world is over for them. They don't forget the fact that person has bills and a foot appointment with the doctor on Friday, and they've got to go to the dentist.
He's got gout.
Yeah, he's got doubt in his gout, so he's got to go get it checked out. You know what I'm saying? Bars.
Oh shit!
That's
Bars.
what I'm saying. Bars. So it is what it is. Like they don't, the person, Randy Orton drops an RKO in front of 30,000 people, and then he walks his kid to school the next day. Like, you know what I mean? Like these are regular people doing regular things. I know WWE.
He's not walking his kid to school. Let's not go.
There's footage of him. Don't play with me.
Shit!
On his documentary, he took his fucking kids to school. Stop playing.
Oh, it was shoot.
It
was one day.
It's because the cameras were there.
It was the greatest day of that kid's life. He knew it wasn't happening again.
He was the greatest kid. That kid's like, oh man, this is gonna be great. And then tomorrow, all right, get your ass on this bus, boy.
Get on that bus.
You know how this.
Get
shit
in the
goes.
limo. No, let's not disrespect him. Get in the limo. Come on.
Oh wow.
He gets chauffeured. Come on. He gets chauffeured. Let's not disrespect him.
Well,
he misses his dad. At least give him the luxuries of being spoiled. You know what I mean?
My dad's gonna be a WWE superstar.
That's all a joke, by the way. I don't know how his kids feel about it. That's fucked up. I'm just joking. I'm sure he's an amazing father. Please don't punch me in my face.
He's
man.
a good man. Says this fucking guy.
He's a great man.
He's a great man.
Father to father. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't hit me, bro.
He's the one dude. Don't play with that man's emotions, son.
No, thank you.
No. So WrestleMania will be in Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania 43, regardless of how anybody fucking feels about it. Go kick rocks. Go touch grass. I'm not a fan of Saudi Arabia myself, but I don't give a fuck. I'm going to watch the pay-per-view the same way I always watch it because it doesn't matter where it is. I'm watching.
Yeah, we're going to watch it in the same house, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. So, but for what it's worth, though, let's take it real quick. I don't want to go too much more on it, but if you are that guy that you said that was like, I go to every single one of them, blah, blah, blah. How do you feel for a back-to-back Vegas and then Saudi Arabia? Oof. Are you salty about that back-to-back Vegas then, dude?
If I'm one of those guys that goes every year, before Saudi Arabia, I was already upset going back to Vegas because I know for a fact a lot of these guys who travel like that, they loved the New Orleans trip. That New Orleans trip, for even the talent, everyone looks forward to New Orleans. There's something about New Orleans that they really, really love.
You telling me they don't get that same vibe from Vegas?
Oh, no. Vegas is the opposite. I hear mad motherfucker. Because you know what happens is that tagline that they have, the sports capital of the U.S., is real. It's expensive out there. When it comes to fight weekends or like big event weekends, their hotel, they go nuts. It's crazy over there.
But people pay it though.
Hey, and that's why they charge it because I always tell people no price is outrageous so long as the ticket's sold.
That's it.
You wouldn't pay for it because you're broke. Step aside. Let the people with the money come through, please.
Brokies need not apply.
Yeah, I don't want to pay that money for Vegas, so guess what? I'm not paying the money for fucking Vegas. I'm debating. I have until Saturday to figure out my financials to figure out if I'm going to ESPN or not. My deadline's coming up. It's time to make a fucking. It's time to, what is it? Time to shit or get off the pot. I'm either gonna do this shit or I'm not. I don't know. It's Thursday.
What is it? $30?
It's 30. But see, here's the thing: $30 a month.
I know that's heavy.
That's killer. I'm getting stars right now for $30 for the year.
Bro, if I was heavy in the sports year round, I would do it no brainer.
See, yeah, that's the thing, and I'm not.
But I'm not home enough to watch it. But you do get access to the app, though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
See, I don't know, man. Maybe worth it. Let me know down in the comments if you think it's worth it.
Let me know down in the comments. Let me know. You know what?
I need to start saying that shit more.
You're going to get a lot of motherfuckers telling you absolutely not. Because on the comments, if you go to all the comments for the ESPN ads, like not even WWE like websites or programs, but if you go to like YouTube, the ESPN channels, because the ESPN channels on YouTube are now promoting Wrestlepalooza, because it's going to be on their app. If you go to the comments, they tell you, no, thank you. I have a nice working VPN. Or somebody told me, I got the Fire Stick on my Roku. I think I'll be able to watch it there. I'll be all right. Motherfuckers is just like, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. So we'll see. I don't know. I gotta think it through. How much do I love my child? Because if I'm taking this money from somewhere, it's gonna be him, right? He's gonna have to eat this charge. I'm sorry. So one of the others, I don't know. I gotta see, what am I willing to give for my obsession? What am I losing for my sacrifice? We were talking the other day. It's like, damn, do I watch anything else on Peacock? Like, I'm just being real. Like, is there anything else? Meanwhile, I'm watching Community right now. I just finished fucking, what was that other shit I was watching? I don't even fucking remember. There's stuff on every streaming site that I watch. I make the most. If I'm paying for a streaming site, I watch as much as I can on all the streaming sites, which people bug out. Because there's a lot of people that I know that have recently canceled their Disney subscriptions. Because they're like, I don't really watch anything on Disney. There's nothing new on there. Because they don't really have a lot of original programming. Like Netflix has original programming. Starz has original programming. HBO Max has original. There's nothing on Disney except Disney. Disney doesn't even put their specials on Disney. Like when they do the D23 conventions and stuff, it's not even on the Disney Plus app. Like they don't do anything with the app, but I still watch it on an almost daily basis. So everybody was like, what the fuck are you watching on there? I'm like, first of all of Marvel's on there. That's A. That's off rip. Okay? The Star Wars stuff, off rip. I happen to be a fan. Call me what you want. I like the National Geographic shit. I do. Not all of it. I don't need to see fucking chipmunks fucking every now and again. But a blue fucking whale or some shit, wrecking shit, or like an orca doing that fucking swinging motion, wrapping a fucking seal up. Yes. Sign me up. Subscribe. I watch, right? So there's things on here. There's old shows. There's old cartoon shows. I've been able to... You know how many cartoon shows I saw in the 80s that I didn't get a chance to see a lot of because I was forced to have a life and I couldn't sit there and watch it the whole time? So, like, I'm a fan, like, say, like, I don't know, like the original X-Men run, as an example, right? I did the original X-Men run, and when I was a kid and watched the original X-Men run, I absolutely didn't get a chance to watch every fucking episode. So I watched here and there. I watched an episode or two for every season, and I remember liking the show very much. But in those days, I know this is hard for people to understand, but in those days, if you missed it, you missed it. You never saw it again. So I go to Disney Plus. They've got every fucking episode ever made. So I'm like, yes, let's fucking do this. So I'm watching that. Disney Plus has the ESPN 30 for 30 series. So I'm a documentary guy. Sports documentary? Yes, please. So I watch a little bit of everything. I'm currently in a bundle with Disney, Hulu, and Max. And the $29.99 bundle for ESPN includes Disney, Hulu, and ESPN. So my wife was like, well, why don't we just change the bundle to Disney, Hulu, and ESPN? That way you can make $29.99 a month make some more sense, and then we'll just get rid of Max. And I said, no, because I watch Max. But then we found out how much Max was by itself, and the bundle still makes more sense. So I don't know. I'm kind of in a pickle. We'll see. But I really watch these fucking shows. I can't. I'm beyond.
You're gonna fold, dude. I don't know why you're waiting until the last second. You're gonna fold.
I'm beyond help. I'm in. They have me locked forever. I'm forever going to be a slave to the WWE. They have me. Save yourselves, folks. For those people who are like, I haven't watched it in 10 years. I don't believe you, but I'm envious. Go ahead. Live your life. Because I always see that comment on videos, that shit that just, like, miscellaneous shit. Not even, like, the main event shit. It'll be, like, a random, like, I don't know, like, Sheamus versus Rusev match on Raw or some shit on YouTube, and then somebody comes in, I'm glad I haven't been watching in, like, 20 years. This shit looks stupid. I'm like, how'd you find your way here? You haven't seen in 20 years, but the algorithm sent you this? I don't know, bro. I have my doubts. So anyway, those are the topics of the show. That's everything that we've done here. We're looking forward to a big weekend of wrestling to take place. All Out, if you're into that sort of thing, is taking place. And Wrestlepalooza, if you're into that sort of thing, is also taking place. So it's a big goddamn deal. I am super appreciative that we were able to get this done today so we can cut stuff up. But unfortunately, doing it late in the week means we have a quick turnaround. So I guess I'll see your punk ass in a few days to do this shit again. And October 11th, as a reminder, will be our anniversary. We still haven't figured out exactly what yet because there's a lot of moving parts for that particular week and weekend. So as we get closer, we'll know a little more. So I'm not going to advertise anything just yet, but just know that I want to do something for the 8th. So for you folks out there, especially you long-time listeners, and some of you new listeners, we have a lot of those. We have a lot of new listeners. So I'm really appreciative of that. That I can't express enough how much that actually. Every time I click this button, there's a YouTube button when you go to the studio. It says analytics. Every time I click this button, I get happier and happier. I think the last time I updated you on our overall views for the last it counts it by like the last 28 days. I think the last time I hit you was like 29,000 or 30,000 or some shit like that. We are now at 39,000, which is 30 something more than the average. Our watch time has gone up from 51 to 81. Overall hours watched. Our subscribers have gone up as well. So we're doing some good things here on the YouTube, guys. So thank you so much for everything you guys have done to contribute to the show. Please continue to listen. Tell your friends about us. Let them know that we're out here. And we've also really quickly. I'm trying to get out of here, but after October 11th, after the anniversary, when we start the new year or the new whatever, I've already been working on some stuff. In between all the stuff that I'm already doing, I'm still working on the show as well. I have some new stuff for the show, some new audio. I've made some video graphics for the show. I like the response we're getting from the videos that we're doing with us in them as opposed to the picture. Mm-hmm. I think the people are digging our repartee as far as seeing us talk. So I think after the anniversary, we'll be doing it more with the cameras on.
Maybe on the anniversary.
Well, definitely on the anniversary for sure. But I mean, like moving forward after that on a regular basis. I think we'll start using more of the videos being on. I know I use a lot of audio cutaways, but maybe more physical ones as well, some more graphics, kind of spruce up the product a little bit to make it a little bit more digestible. So I like that idea. We'll keep that going, and we'll play with some more ideas. So thank you guys. This is episode 322. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for downloading. Thank you guys for sharing. And, of course, thank you guys for I lost myself here. There it is. Thank you guys. I was losing the fucking video, the audio thing. Thank you guys for fucking enjoying the show. We'll be back for episode 323 next week. Promise. We struggled this week, but we'll get it together. We'll be back again on time next week. So thank you guys for everything. We'll see ya.
Mic drop. Wait a minute. This is too much. Cooking it like a pro. Wrap it up, everybody. Show's over.